And g'day to you from Voxson Oval, the home of the Aspley Hornets here at Graham Road, Aspley, beautiful southeast Queensland. For NEAFL TV, it is round 13. The Aspley Hornets, who are 5th on the ladder, hosting the Canberra Demons, who are 7th. We're streaming live on NEAFL TV through our broadcast partner Bar TV. Michael Price is my name, and calling alongside me today, Riley Staraj. Riley, the heavens have opened a little bit. It's just sort of stopped now, but these conditions perhaps would suit the visiting team coming forward.
They certainly would. Pleasure to be with you as always, Pricey. It certainly, I think, will favour the Canberra Demons. It is wet. It is actually quite cold. It's only about 20 degrees, which, of course, sometimes in southeast Queensland is more around 24, 25 degrees. So I think it's going to be a really good game. Of course, we have had a couple of late changes before this one for both sides. So we'll start off with the home side, the Aspley Hornets. Coming into the side this afternoon is Jack Coughlin and Brandon Batchelor. Dougie Lawrence and Will Gowers have been late omissions, so that could be interesting to see. Of course, Dougie Lawrence is such a sure head in defensively, and Will Gowers, he's such a hard at it. Whilst there's also been a change for Canberra, coming into the lineup this afternoon is Nick Einout, and coming out very late this afternoon is Evans. Kel Evans.
Kel Evans came out, the former Queanbeyan player, Mulrooney medalist as well. Today is a massive day for the Aspley Football Club, and one of their favourite sons in Gavin Gross, the veteran, becomes just the 5th player to notch up 150 NEAFL matches today. He's the second Hornet after his teammate Reece Toy, the others being Darren Ewing, the big dwarf, Cameron Eilert, and Aaron Bruce, who's also captaining Canberra today. The 30-year-old veteran in Gavin Gross, he was a former captain of Mount Gravatt, made his NEAFL debut for the Vultures back in round 1 2011, joined Aspley in 2014, and last week he reached 100 club games. Former Port Adelaide rookie, he has been an enormous asset to Aspley. 4-time NEAFL Player of the Year, Team of the Year member, League Rep, Premiership player with Aspley. And tonight they've got their gala ball, I suppose. So all of those in favour of Aspley would be looking forward to seeing the Hornets get up for not only Gavin, so they... but they also, so they have a nice night tonight at the Gala Ball. Finally, Riley, what's your tip, mate?
I actually think the visiting side this afternoon, it is a massive game for Canberra. If they can win today, the draw really opens up for them. They were pretty good last week against the Sydney Swans down there at UNSW Oval down in Canberra, and I think today they'll be able to get the chocolates in a very close contest.
Yeah, it will be a close contest, methinks. I think the home side might just have the edge in experience, even though they've lost a few, with especially with Lawrence Giles and Gowers coming out. I reckon Aspley just by a little here on Voxson Oval, which is very difficult to defend. Umpire Sam Somerville's got the ball in the middle, and Riley, you can kick us off for NEAFL round 13.
Massive game this afternoon. Opening ball up, Spencer wins the tap down first. Clearance from Payne towards half forward, off hands. It's going to favour Canberra. Well, that's almost really gone backwards off the boot of Richardson, but they're still going to clear it away eventually here. The Demons towards half forward. Good spoil from Gross off hand. Lupton couldn't quite get a hand pass away. Payne's thereabouts. It's going to be tied up though. And it's going to be a ball up about 55 metres out from the attacking goal of Canberra. Of course, Canberra won the toss, and they're kicking to the left of screen. Yeah,
you just saw in the first contest there, Gavin Gross, who's running alongside another in this week in Riley Corbett for Canberra. He's a big boy, Riley Corbett. Comes inside 50. Just punched straight up in the air. Aspley might have the numbers at ground level. Doing really well off the ball. Just Tom Fall there. And they ended up keeping the ball inside 50. So that's a good effort from Canberra, just to keep the ball in their forward area. Just a little bit of drizzle earlier on. It has subsided as Canberra get the ball out through Hardy. Nice tackling effort there from James Ives. Took it over the boundary line. Going to get a throw in. So tight stuff early doors, Riley.
Tight stuff early doors indeed. And I don't feel like it's going to be a shootout this afternoon. Conditions don't necessarily favour that sort of outcome. So it's going to be an absolute slog. Of course, both of these sides have finals aspirations in 2019. Goes over the back of both ruckmen, trying to get it out of there was Ives. It comes off hands and still under there, eventually trying to get a kick away was Baker. Still bouncing around in the pack now. It'll eventually come out from the pack, from Richardson towards the forward 50. Big spoil off hands. Coming over the top was Allen Fall. He tries to pick it up off his bootlaces, but he's tied up by Isaac Corvo. And we'll have another stoppage. Just a quick mention, good luck this afternoon, the Jack Lipscomb, Wilson Grange Jr. First game for the Hornets today.
Rookie list elevation last year as well. Spencer, get it down to Hardy from Canberra, who just slews it off the side of the right boot. And we'll get it behind to start the scoring proceedings. Canberra have got that, one behind, and Aspley yet to score. We've only played a couple of minutes of the first term here at Voxson Oval as Aspley bring the ball back in.
So Allen went short with the kick in. Stanley. Ditto. Finds Ives. Now, there's not much really ahead of him, so he's going to try and have to switch the ball. It's bowled, but I think it's a good kick to Dawson, who will look inside. He's got, well, really got to raffle that one off, and it's eventually going to come away here for the Hornets from Batchelor, but he's tackled immediately. And Canberra, I really like their start and application this afternoon. Baker about 65 metres out. Will send it in towards the forward 50. Big pack of players coming over the top. It comes off hands. This could favour the Demons. That's it. Well, it was almost a soccer off goal there from Hardy, but he's missed his boot. There's a rush behind. So 2 behinds to the Demons. Aspley yet to score. We've played about 3 minutes into this opening quarter.
What a great tackle that was from Angus Baker too. After a brilliant kick to get Aspley in the corridor and moving forward, really set it up for the Demons as well. So they've got a bright start here, the visiting side, as Ives puts it out wide. Finds his teammate in Daniel Henderson. Once again, Canberra have set up really nicely up the line. Henderson with a long kick. Good spoiling effort from the Demons. Brings the ball back into the middle though. Trying a searing ball there. It's not working for Aspley. So again, Canberra have got the numbers. Riley Budd gets the handball back to Vardenegger. He gets it out wider. Jonathan Spina. Just short of centre wing. So just holding the ball up there. A bit conservative at the moment.
So Spina towards half forward. That's a really good kick. With no mark taken from Corbett. Good second effort to get it away. Hardy goes inside to Bruce. Will kick it towards half forward. One-on-one contest coming up. Dawson will get there first for the Hornets. Good composure there from Aspley. They're just rattling around. Dawson gets it back. He'll go towards the wing position. And it's basically a bay of Demons, but I think they really should have done better there. It's going to be a stoppage right on the wing, but they really should have been able to come back inside their forward 50. But they weren't able to on that occasion, as there is a blood rule on the ground. And
who's that coming off there?
Just running off is Liam Lupton. So it's a good chance for both sides. Brandon Batchelor's also coming off here for Aspley. Just to ring the changes, and Tommy Bolch will be coming on for the Hornets and probably being inserted into the midfield. Yeah,
he's a late change too. Late in, Tom Bolch, after Jono Giles pulled out. They've had a few late changes, Aspley. Gowers, Lawrence, Giles, all out, so a couple of the emergencies in. We'll get a throw in on the outer side. Spencer versus Maynard. Once again, the ball hits the deck. We're going to be hearing a lot about that. A little bit slippery as it comes through Templeton. He gets dislodged. Once again, it pops out. There's a whistle on play, though. Free kick's going to go to Canberra. Advantage paid. It's not going to advantage them too much because they've turned it over in the middle. That hit Cal Castledine in the shin. He went back and got it, got tackled. He let loose the ball. Umpire said play on. Once again, it's a bit of a scrum right in the centre of the ground. It's basically where we started the whole thing. Templeton tackles Harper. We get another ball up in the bullseyes, and there's about 25 players within that area.
You can throw a tea towel over them at the moment. Good tap down from Spencer, and a soccer towards half forward. Getting there first for the Demons is Vardenegger. It comes off hands. They've done well here to repel the Demons, but not the greatest of kicks. And considering the conditions, that is a really good sliding mark taken from Arnold. But again, I don't think there's going to be that much fast ball movement this afternoon unless conditions really dry up. He goes short with the kick. It's a good chipping ball. That's almost a really good mark from Ives. He's been paid the push. So he's just had it just right in front of the coaching box of the Hornets. But again, it's a very congested forward 50. But he's just going to set it up. The target will be Freeman and Nellis. Big fly at the back. No mark taken from Nellis. Off hands. Canberra repel. That's just going to pitch inside the boundary and go out of play. So we've played about 5 minutes into this one. And pretty tight, pretty congested. I feel like it's going to be pretty close all day.
As the sun peeks through the clouds here at Voxson Oval. Tight start, as Riley said. We're going to get a throw in right half forward for Aspley. Basically in front of their home fans. Spencer makes his way to the front. Oh, it was well done by Maynard, who took it out of the ruck. Shoot it forward. Corbett picks it up nicely, the big man. He's tackled into the ground there by Gross, though. Well done there by Arnold. Got the handball out, and Jackson Allen through the interchange gates. The umpire will throw it in. And boy, there's a mess of players. That's half of the field of players basically in front of us, in front of the NEAFL commentary box there. Tight. Must say the ground here at Voxson Oval looks spectacular. They haven't mowed it very short. Nice and lush. Spencer gets the ball down, picked up by MVP3 Payne. Once again, 2 stats for the price of 1 for the award winner. Scrubs it forward to Stackelberg, now to Ives. Ives curls it around the corner. Bouncing ball, evades Freeman, goes towards the boundary line. It's going to be escorted over there by Ben Holtz, and we'll get a throw in the right forward pocket. 2 behinds have been scored, and they've both been to Canberra. 7.5 minutes gone to the first term on NEAFL TV through Bar TV.
So first real opportunity here for the Hornets to make a scoreboard impact inside deep in their forward 50. Spencer, well, he tapped it over the back very intelligently. No soccer away from Hayden and trying to get a boot. Canberra once again do very well. Hand pass towards the boundary from Richardson. I think it's going to be a lot of territory this afternoon. Anything you can get. Of course, we did mention before the game, and you just mentioned the grass cover. It is quite lush this afternoon, which it looks like it's going to be good because it's not going to be as slippery. But it's going to be a very willing and very tight contest. A lot of contested footy. And it's going to be one that's going to be tantalising. Comes off the hands of Spencer. Hayden couldn't quite get there. Trying to go after it's Coughlin. He didn't get the footy, but he's caused the tackle. And umpire says, give it to me. Just to run you through the umpires this afternoon, Sam Somerville, James Strybos and Sam Wetton.
Yeah, unlucky not to get a free kick there. Jack Coughlin just went over the top. Payne extracts it, kicks the top of the square. Freeman used his body beautifully, broke away, and then met the ball at its highest point. Takes the mark. About 10 metres out, slide ankle, should be a soda for the big man.
Certainly should, of course. Kicked 23 goals so far in season 2019, and that was really good work just to get front position, and considering the ball's been on the deck quite a bit. Good hands. This will be a really good start here for the Hornets to strike back after Canberra had territory for the first few minutes.
We'll follow it in on NEAFL TV. Freeman on the right foot, strikes it very well. Hornets first on the board as far as goals are concerned here at Voxson Oval. 1 straight to Aspley, 2 behinds to Canberra. We've played 9 minutes of the first term. NEAFL TV through Bar TV. I'm Michael Price. This is Riley Staraj.
Yeah, that was really good work there from the Hornets. At first couple of minutes, Canberra had a lot of the footy inside their forward territory, but they really couldn't capitalise a couple of relatively easy chances. Speaking of Canberra, this year, Queensland has not been a happy hunting ground for them at all. They've come up here twice. They played Redlands, lost there by a lazy 10 goals. One of Redlands' only 2 wins this year. Then they went down to Southport and lost by about the same, so they'll hope to reverse it this afternoon. It's a massive game for them, as we mentioned. They're 4-6, but Sydney Uni's loss last night really opens it up for them to make a move into the top 6 and try and make a chance towards the finals.
Yeah, they've got an opportunity. Let's see what they can do.
Well, give the honours to Spencer that time. Jameson couldn't quite get a hand off it. Comes towards the back of the pack. Still just rattling around. Jameson gets it eventually off the hand pass. Will kick it towards half forward. It's a good penetrating sort of a ball, but they've worked under it. Corvo, well, that was initially a good tackle from Fall, but Corvo rode it well. Got the hand pass away, but now it's in congestion, in dispute. Maynard resting forward, couldn't get it away. It's just locked there at the bottom of the pack. And it's still bouncing around. It looked like umpire was about to call a ball up, and not to be. Going in once again there was Hayden to put the pressure on. This is really good pressure from Aspley. It's still bouncing around. It eventually comes to the back. Smout, first time I've called his name this afternoon, goes forward with the kick. Off hands. It's a bit of a mess inside Canberra's forward 50 in the first 10 minutes of this one, and we'll have a stoppage. 40 metres out from Canberra's attacking goal.
Yeah, good defensive work from Aspley, but once again, good defensive attacking work from Canberra and actually keeping the ball locked in there.
Spencer wins it down. Trying to get it Baker. He's tackled immediately. And we're going to have another stoppage.
Yeah, very tight early, as we've said. The conditions very good. The temperature-wise, it's only early 20s. There's a little bit of stink as the ball gets forgotten about, and Maynard just avoids the ruck contest, goes over for the blue, comes to Coughlin. He gets the handball away. Lipscomb, the late inclusion, gives it over to Batchelor. Just around the corner kick to Allen. Can he get there? Oh, well met there by Tom Highmore. Comes out still in favour of the Hornets as Dawson kicks it long down the line. Shading his eyes and getting the mark. Did a beautiful job there was Coughlin over to Templeton, who was dumped after he got rid of the ball. So Aspley will get the free kick. Downfield, as it were. He plays on. Inside 50, Freeman again. Now this is positive signs for Jonathan Freeman. He has used his body again superbly. Slippery conditions got rid of his opponent. He's going to have another ping from 40 out, more or less directly in front.
Yeah, he should be able to kick this one, Jono Freeman, but this is concerning for Canberra. 2 real inside 50 entries, and Jono Freeman's got off the leash twice.
Here he comes for his second goal within a minute. Jonathan Freeman strikes it beautifully. Hornets get the first 2 on the board, and Freeman on fire early. 12 minutes gone, first term. Hornets 2 straight, 2 behinds to Canberra.
Yeah, great start here for Aspley. They weathered the storm in the first couple of minutes, and I really like when they have been able to get it long. They've been quick and decisive with their ball movement inside 50, and when you've got a target like Jonathan Freeman, who is in ripping form, it must be said, this year, it looks like he's going to be smelling a bag this afternoon, it must be said, and he's got off to a great start. Jonathan Spina, got to be more accountable.
Absolutely. He was basically left it to Ben Halls there, who basically slipped over, but you've got Spina, Halls and Riley Budd in defence for Canberra, who are really going to have to look after coming off their own man to help against Freeman.
Maynard wins the tap down over Nellis, comes to the back, trying to get at Castledine, immediately dispossessed. And we're going to have another ball up, forward to centre here for the Demons.
Just notice looking behind players, Spina's right on the toes of Freeman, as somebody's down in the middle there.
Nellis, Castledine, got it away. Comes off hands, well done from Templeton to at least force it. Now the kick towards half forward from Ives. Oh, that's almost a really good mark there by Stackelberg. Couldn't quite take it though, so Canberra should be able to at least repel or hold the football. They get the hand pass eventually out to Martin, who slips over but regained his feet and just sends sort of a hack kick in the air. Hardy's almost taken a one-handed pluck. Templeton couldn't get it back. And then it's Hardy once again, off hands. And that has almost hit us in the commentary box. It's going to be a free kick to the Hornets. Well, actually, no, it's come off hand, so it's going to be a boundary throw-in. Right on the interchange gates. I've really been impressed with the Hornets' pressure in the first 14 minutes here, Pricey.
Yeah, it's been intense, and I just noticed Alex Smout come back into play. He actually was on all haunches after that last contest. Comes back in and was pretty aggrieved with Cal Castledine, so I'll keep an eye on that matchup as they both go at it again. Castledine toes it towards the 50. Well picked up there by Highmore. Lets loose, though. Maynard, handball over. It's kicked around by Vardaniga down the line. Oh, well attacked there by Lipscomb. Got the handball away. Tackling effort there from Reece Pollock. He was all over Jackson Allen. Oh, it's willing here at Voxson Oval as the big skipper Aaron Bruce comes in. Just to add his weight to it. Really good spirited contest at the moment. Oh, it's Maynard just... Oh, that's a case for Spencer. You don't rub him, you count him. The ball goes back into the middle. Henderson loses it. Canberra moving forward. Highmore can't control the ball, but he can tackle the opponent, and he tackles him indiscriminately. It will be a free kick to Aspley, and it'll go to Jack Lipscomb.
Lipscomb to Spencer. I reckon we could have heard that hit from the box.
I felt it. Yeah. Don't worry about that.
He got the hand pass away. Short kick there from Arnold was good. Finds Hampton. About 70 metres out from Aspley's attacking goal. Goes short with a kick. One thing I've noticed early, Aspley, they have gone long inside 50, but around in between the arcs, they've been content to just chip it around. Stackelberg. Freeman's got to beat 2 here. Off hands. He almost does. Goes to the back. Murphy goal! That's what Billy Murphy does so well for the Aspley Hornets. He's got a reputation for that in season 2019. That's goal number 25 for him first this afternoon. Early danger signs here for the Canberra Demons. 3 straight 18 to 2 behinds 2. 15 and a half gone into this first term.
Well, 3 opportunities, 3 goals for Aspley. And you would say Canberra have had the ball inside their 50 a hell of a lot more. It was a great little bit of roving from Billy Murphy. What he does beautifully. But how about Jono Freeman again? 2 against 1. He basically held up the 2 key defenders and allowed that outnumber at ground level. He's bringing the ball to ground. It's really good signs for Jono Freeman and the Aspley forward 50 at the moment. And the sun's out. It's around about 21 degrees. And it doesn't look like the rain will be coming back. So it's only slightly slippery. Heading for a great afternoon of footy here at Voxson Oval. The Aspley Hornets are looking okay. Payne. He toes it to himself, went to pick it up and gets worried off it there by Pollock, and the ball goes over the boundary line on the outer side. There's not a lot of wind either. It's not really favouring either end. But, yeah, it's a nice day for football here. I'd rather be in the commentary box, though, here on NEAFL TV through Bar TV. Throw in outer side. Spencer versus the big man in Jamison, former NBL basketballer. Now it comes over through Arnold. Handball now to Lipscomb. They're going to work it out nicely here through Arnold again, Aspley. They go over to the outer side.
So Aspley, very calm and composed early. It's been rather impressive. Ives goes towards the targeting Spencer off hands, still in the field of play. Now it eventually goes out of bounds. What do you do if you're Canberra here, Pricey? They tried to get some territory early in this one, didn't really take their opportunities, and every time Aspley looked like they're going to go inside 50, it looks like they're going to kick a goal.
Well, you tighten up your defence for starters. It's nice enough to have the ball inside 50, but once it gets in, the opposition's inside 50, you've got to work a little bit harder to stop them. I'd begin with that. That's a 2-on-1. There was a defender there that basically didn't affect the contest. There was an outnumber, and the ball hits the ground. It comes out, and Aspley with another opportunity. So he's just calming everybody down and saying, look, I could have a red-hot go at this. Feeds the handball off, does Bulch. The 150 gamer and Gross pressured out of it, out of bounds on the full. So some patience there, but once again, they need to be looking at different avenues. Canberra have really flooded back and covered the whole defensive 50.
Well, Martin sends it right back to virtually the same spot. It beats Gross, and it's going to be a foot race, but it's all Aspley at the moment. Ives gets the hand pass towards the boundary line, still in the field of play. They're just bouncing around. They're really toying with him at the moment. Sent inside 50. Canberra have the numbers. Bud flies off hands. This is going to be another one for the Hornets. Well, that, let's be honest, is really poor defensive marking, and Lonnie Hampton has kicked his first of the afternoon, and Canberra's defence is under siege at the moment. 4 straight goals, 24 to 2 behinds. Alarm bells going off in the Demons coaching box.
And they should be too. 4 straight, and they made it look easy. Once again, the contest of the big men and the ground level ball work. Bringing the ball to ground, even if you're not taking the mark, you're not losing the contest, especially if you drop it down around the feet and you've got speedsters that can come in and capitalise like that. That's the second such goal that we've had in a row after the big man. Freeman had those 2. So, yeah, it's a very, very bright response there from Aspley, now 22 points in front of Canberra, who basically had a bright start, but then were held up pretty quickly. Maynard versus Spencer. I'll give that one to Spencer, but it pops out there for Maguire. Needs to get involved early. Good tackling from Isaac Corvo. Dislodged the ball and comes out for Aspley again. It's going to be with Payne outside of the boot. It was great work. Stackelberg dropped what he might have taken. Comes back against Riley Budd. There's Payne again. Third option and third involvement in this passage. The ball comes back inside defensive 50. Well-weighted kick. Beautiful kick there finds Angus Baker. And they'll just get out here, do Canberra.
Baker quickly with the hands, but the skill errors, quite frankly, have been awful. Einaud was put under pressure. Back to Baker, who tries to clean up his own mess. Instead, really just gets a dribbling sort of a ball away. Arnold goes at it. Eventually cleared away from the Demons from Vardanagar towards half forward. Gross, hand pass over the top. Castledine, back to Gross. Tries to, well, basically get a raking left foot, but instead it's been turned over. Maynard goes with the torpedo. Not a bad option at that. And you could see that free kick coming a mile away.
Yeah.
Against Liam Lupton. Quite ill-disciplined, quite poor. And Jack Lipscomb, looks like he's ready-made for this level, sends it out towards Gross.
Yeah, the Wilkeston Grange Junior, as we said earlier, rookie listed and elevated last year as they bring the ball back into the corridor, Aspley, and this is where they can do the damage. Bring the ball back over the fat side. It's ill-directed, though. It's basically bisected 2 players. Dawson did well, got crunched after he got rid of the ball. Batchelor, Freeman did the body work again. He did it early again and got the separation, the big man. And Jonathan Freeman will line up for his 3rd goal in the first quarter.
He will, and to be honest with you, it was a bit too easy there for the Hornets. Quite easy transfer. Canberra have been known for their inconsistencies in season 2019. You don't know what you're going to get. Well, it looks like we're getting the bad version, at least early in this first quarter.
Well, it started brightly, but it's gone pretty ordinarily ever since. As Freeman lets go, it's going to go across the face a little, and he's hooked it. 1 behind. First blemish on the scoreboard for the Hornets. 4-1-25. Plays 2 behinds to Canberra after 21 minutes of the first term. NEAFL TV through Bar TV. Riley Staraj and Michael Price calling all of your action as the Demons bring the ball back in.
Highmore. That's a really good penetrating ball. Stanley tried to get the spoil, but good mark taken from Bruce. Bit further up the ground than you probably expect him. That's what it's been like early. They've been under siege, the Demons. They just need to settle it down and just get some possession footy. Oh, big fight from Gross, and that is a ripping mark from the veteran. He read that beautifully off the boot, and he flew in there and took it quite courageously in the end. So Gavin Gross on the outer side goes inboard with the kick. Really good kick to Stackelberg. He's taken that mark in the chest that time, but he's getting up a bit slowly here. He's gone to Stackelberg. A little bit of a limp, but should be okay. He's called to play on, so he's just going to have to go short to Stanley. Right on the boundary. Stackelberg's coming off here, and that might be one to monitor. He doesn't look too well. So Stanley. Send it towards half forward. Where's Freeman? Not going to make this contest, but it's not going to matter. Because Matthew Payne has taken a mark and did the bodywork early. And he did it sensationally, the 3-time MVP. Probably the greatest player in this competition's history, lining up for goal number 1 this afternoon.
Well, he's definitely in the conversation with the other bloke who's, I don't know yet. He's one of the most impressive footballers I've seen at this level, Matthew Payne, and just consistently does it week after week.
To send it to 29 points as we hit time on. Sends it towards goal. It's gone through for a behind.
Commentator's curse, mate.
It's always the way. It's 1 behind for Matthew Payne. 4-2 to 2 behind. 23 gone into this first quarter as the Demons will bring it back into play.
So, back into the back pocket. They're just held up again. There's Bud. Chips it forward. That was measured. Finds Maguire right against the boundary line. Very slow movement out. Not a lot of movement for him in front of him, so he has to go down the line. It's his only option. Corbett went the big fly. Couldn't quite drag it in. Canberra will come away through Hardy. Got the handball out. Put his teammate under pressure. Batchelor with the tackling effort. Now Payne has a bounce. Runs to 50. Has 2. And just chips a ball to Murphy, who couldn't quite drag it in with the 1 mitt. Just slightly missed. Nellis bumped his opponent off the ball. I thought he gave away a free kick there, but nothing happening. This is a dangerous, aggressive kick. It's bouncing in the direction of Martin. It misses Martin. Henderson to Bolch. Bolch on the outside of the right shoe. Oh, nice finish. Tom Bolch, the late inclusion for Aspley, gets the 5th goal for the Hornets. 5-2-32 to 2 straight behinds. And Canberra scored those 2 behinds with the first 2 scores of the game. Aspley's first score was 9 minutes into the first term. After 15 minutes, they've gone bang, 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 bang and kicked 5. Brilliant stuff.
Maximum style points there for Tom Bolch, as you mentioned. At Aspley, they came into this one winning 3 in a row, and to be honest, even before that, had been in quite good form. They got close against Southport in around their 7th game of the year, and they look like a team that can smell blood at the moment. Of course, a big day for the club, and they probably feel they win today. They'll be 2 games clear inside the top 6 with games against the Sharks and the Giants to come. They feel like they can really set up their season. And they can quickly dispatch their opponents from down south. Maynard gets the tap down, though. Castledine goes towards half forward, misses Murphy. Trying to get there is Coughlin. He does well to at least tap it to a teammate's advantage there in Hayden. Still bouncing around inside. It's almost turned over, but again, Aspley just have the numbers. Spencer, good tackle from Fall, who gets up, does well to try and at least extract it. But it's going to be a stoppage. And Canberra, they want the quarter-time siren.
Well, in their past games where they've come to Queensland and been beaten against Redland and Southport, they basically started very well, then fell away. This is a worrying sign. They've fallen away before they started, so it's coming down towards right half forward for the Demons now. See what they can do. Hardy gets the ball over to Pollock. Now it's going inside 50. Ill-directed kick. Oh, bounces through at nutmeg Batchelor. Let's see if they can take advantage. They've got numbers to the ball, Canberra. Oh, brilliantly done there by Tom Jeffrey. Got it out. That was spectacular handballing effort as Dawson spears it towards Freeman. Spina all over him. Freeman still battling around on the ground. Riley Budd pivots the right shoe towards forward 50. Good defensive mark, Jackson Allen.
There are absolutely no forward options at the moment for Canberra. They have had their chances at times, but just nothing of real penetration. Good kick towards Spencer, who sends it wide. Stanley, who's got a panic to run into. He just lets it bounce towards him, then goes towards Payne, who looks like he's playing a bit more forward to centre than usual this afternoon, which is good to see. So Matthew Payne is content to hold it up. Of course, Freeman's just going to make his way down the ground. Doesn't get there yet. Now it'll find Templeton. Oh, step inside was beautiful. In towards the forward 50. The kick wasn't great, but it's come off the hands of Hulse, who couldn't take the mark. Canberra just look really nervy at the moment everywhere they get it and paint. Oh, that was almost a fantastic mark taken defensively, but it's still going to fall to Hampton. We'll send it back inside, looking for Nellis. Couldn't take the mark, but forced the contest. Canberra should clear, though, from Bud. I say they should because it got smothered off the boot. And Aspley, they are red hot at the moment. And Canberra, like the general temperature in that part of the world, ice cold.
Yeah, basically they seem to have brought that attitude with them. Or no, actually, I'll take that back. They did start brightly the first few minutes, but the wheels fell off very quickly after Aspley established a fair ascendancy in the middle. Matthew Payne's already had 11 disposals in the first term. Absolutely outrageous. Good tackle there, though. That could start things off for Canberra. Mitch Hardy on Billy Murphy there. Nobody will go get the ball, which is why we've got a hold up. Hardy has to go get it himself. And Canberra, I think you said it right, Riley, just be looking towards that quarter-time siren so they can reset here. We just saw Jonathan Freeman come off and have a rest on the bench, warmly greeted by his teammates and the rest of the staff for Aspley. They're very, very happy with the way it's gone along so far. The Demons just holding on. Chip forward now. Tom Highmore. Aggressive kick. It works out this time, though. Well taken there by Malign. Can they manufacture something here? Chip forward. Maguire. He gets it forward. Hardy's burst forward. Again, lowers the eyes. Hits a target. Better movement from the Demons. Reece Pollock takes the mark. 40 metres out. More or less directly in front.
Yeah, great call there, Pricey. And the key word you said there was aggressive kick. Their ball movement hasn't been that bold early here, Canberra. They've had a lot of skill errors, but that kick in towards the middle of the ground really opened up the game, and it's going to result on what should be their first goal.
Forrest Marist Jr. and Giants Academy player just pushes it to the right. Could have been, would have been, but
Commentary
wasn't.
curse.
Yes, 3 behinds to 5-2. So it's 29 points the margin. Aspley comfortably leading late in the first term.
Comfortably leading, they are indeed. We know Canberra will come at some time. They kicked 6 of the last 7 goals last week against the Sydney Swans to almost pinch that one. It's just going to be a matter of when. Allen towards half back as there's the quarter time siren. The Aspley coaching staff would be thrilled with their charges. They have gone in with a 29-point lead at quarter time. Just run you through the goal kickers quickly. It's all for the home side, to be honest with you. Jono Freeman has kicked 2. Lonnie Hampton and Billy Murphy and Tom Bolch have singles. That goal from Tom Bolch was outstanding. They have been magnificent so far today, Aspley.
Yeah, they have been. If you're looking at the overall disposals, Aspley are leading their plus 17 in the disposal count. Tackling efforts, 8 apiece, so it's been very tight. The hit-out's been won by Aspley 14-5. Inside 50s, 12-5, and that's been quite crucial. But Aspley, I suppose, with the 5 inside 50s, Canberra's only scored the 3 behinds, but Aspley with 5 goals too. If you're looking at individuals, Matthew Payne, 11 disposals, and in that first quarter, James Ives with 9, Jordan Arnold with 8 for Canberra. Angus Baker and Vardaniga have got 8 apiece. Riley Budd. So you're looking at the players in defence that have got the greatest number of possessions at the moment. I'm going to have to look for a hell of a lot more from their leaders in the midfield, like Mitch Maguire, who's only had the 1 disposal so far. Jordan Harper with only a couple. Smout's only had 3. So when you've got Matthew Payne and James Ives having 20 between them, that tells a little bit of a tale about how you're running in the midfield. But I think it's been a bit of a dominance by Aspley in the first quarter. We'll be back very shortly with the second quarter and see if they can continue that. This is NEAFL TV through Bar TV. Welcome back to Voxson Oval, Graham Road, Aspley, here in beautiful southeast Queensland. NEAFL TV, around 13. Aspley versus Canberra, 5th versus 7th. Michael Price and Riley Staraj calling all of your action at quarter time. It was Aspley by 29 points. Let's see what they can do with the second quarter.
Spencer wins the tap down. Fall gets away though, gets the first clearance of the second term for the Demons towards half forward. It's a penetrating sort of a ball, a little directed, and Stanley has taken the mark defensively. Looks inboard. Well, it's come off hands, and this is going to be a shot at goal. And just like that, Canberra have kicked their first through Harrison Carr.
Amazing. It sort of just bobbed up out of nowhere. That's what we were hoping for Canberra to come out and respond immediately. They have done. That'll get Aspley on their toes. Hopefully it'll get the Demons on their toes. That was the scoring end. Aspley kicked 5-2 in the first quarter. Let's see what the Demons can do.
Well, that really came out of nowhere. I was sort of looking inboard for the kick to come in, and it's just bounced towards goal. But good start there for Canberra. They needed that. Of course, they did have territory in the first couple of minutes of that first quarter with no real scoreboard reward. That might build a little bit of morale, and they might be able to go on from here.
So the umpire in James Staraj has the ball in the middle of the Voxson Oval. Throws it up. Maynard versus Spencer. Maynard gets this one down. Smout. Tackled to the ground by Castledine. Spencer puts himself in again. Canberra through Tom Fall. Just like a wheelbarrow. Just kept going and going. Ives, he tackled him into the ground, and once again have another ball up. Very tight. Canberra look like they've come out with a little bit more intent. Coach Cade Klemke must have given them an earful at quarter time. Henderson can't escape. He's got one each side of him, burying him into the middle of Voxson Oval. We'll have another ball up. Castledine versus Smout. I am loving that matchup. That two blokes harder than a cat's head.
Certainly proving enthralling. Could go away to deciding the result this afternoon as it kicked towards half forward. Murphy lays the tackle. Could have been a throw, really. Aspley get it nonetheless. Snackelberg. Well, he had the turning circle of the Titanic that time, and then his kick got smothered. Canberra trying to raffle around, but it's not going to work out. It'll come to Ives. 20 out, and there's the quick reply. That is not what the Demons needed. And there's a little bit of how are you going on between Lonnie Hampton and Jordan Harper defensively. I think just reminding him that his turnover cost them a goal on that occasion, and it's back out to the quarter-time margin of 29 points. 6-2, 38 to 139, 2.5 gone into this second quarter.
How about the tracer bullet of a handball out of congestion there? I think it was Matthew Payne who just shot it out there to the runner, James Ives. Beautiful work. And as you said, Riley, an instant reply. The Hornets up and about. Back to the 29 points within 2 minutes of the second term here on NEAFL TV. Hopefully that will be the standard continuing here. In the middle, Spencer high over the top, gets it down to Ives. He's confronted. Payne puts himself in yet again, gets the handball away. Having a monumental game is the MVP 3 now. Ives also lifting up, kicks it inside 50. No pressure at all there for the Canberra defence. Well taken there by Halls. He drops it there into the path of another big man in Maynard. He's got a difficult job with Jake Spencer today.
That he does. He didn't play too badly in that first quarter. We get the kick away towards the wing position. Finds Hardy. Hardy will quickly turn around towards half forward. Not the greatest of kicks. Gross couldn't take the mark, so it lets the Demons in at least. They've really lined this up. It's another snap at goal. It goes over the back, and that is another one there for the Demons. So goal for goal early. That's their second goal of the quarter. Number 2 there for Harrison Carr. Both snaps from about 35 metres out. And this is a bit better here from Canberra. 6-2, 38 to 2-3, 15. 4 minutes gone into this second quarter.
Well, that'd give them a bit of confidence with a couple of quick goals. They had so many inside 50s, or the 5 or 6 inside 50s in the first quarter, and could not produce a goal. Only a couple of quick ones, and bang, bang, the Demons on the board. So 23 points the margin after 4 minutes of the second quarter. Actually, just it's really brightening up here as far as the game goes. We could see the Demons producing another couple of quick ones that make it very, very interesting indeed. We go back into the middle of the ground. Jake Spencer. This is Josh Maynard. Maynard over the top. Beautiful tap down. Intercepted by Templeton, though. He curls around onto the right foot. Good body work. Got the ball to ground. Hampton to Ives. Ives, standing start from 45. Pops it up to the top of the square. Murphy at the back. Has he juggled it inside the line? He has. So Box Hill Billy from the left forward pocket. He will take off and curl it around the corner on the right shoe. He's already kicked one today. Make that two. Billy Murphy gets another one for Aspley. And we're getting a little bit of a show here early in the second quarter on NEAFL TV.
That we are. 4 goals in the space of 5 minutes into this second quarter. Both sides' attacking options are going well, but you just get the feeling that Aspley, they did build such a big margin early. They'd be fine with it staying around this margin. Hopefully try and extend their lead. Canberra, they need to get a run of goals on. It's okay to be able to get the scoreboard ticking over and getting some scoreboard pressure there, but that's not really built until you kick 2 or 3 goals in a row and start making inroads into this margin.
Yeah, the instant replies don't do well when you're trying to drag back a 5-goal margin. But well done again to the Hornets. They are answering the challenges that Canberra are putting out to them. I'm loving this match up in the middle. It's an intriguing one to me. Alex Smout, who is averaging 33 disposals in 2019, and he's got Cal Castledine up his clacker. Just everywhere he goes. It's a very tight contest in the middle.
It certainly is. Cal Castledine and Alex Smout, as you mentioned, harder than a cat's head. I've been going at it all day. Alex Smout looks like he's taking the angry pills at times. I saw him in the first couple of minutes having a what have you against Jackson Allen. Well, Spencer went uncontested there that time because Jameson slipped over as he tried to get it. Still coming away. Payne got the hand pass, sends the left foot inside the forward 50. The target was Freeman, but a little bit ill-directed, and Canberra should be able to at least try and get this away. Highmore over the top. Good-looking ball. And you'll find Richardson just inside the boundary at half-back. Where does Richardson want to go? There's not that much presenting ahead of him, so he's just going to have to set it up towards the contest. Jameson's got to beat 3, forced it at the very least. Bruce tries to get a kick away, and Lupton is tackled immediately from Jack Lipscomb. Of course, Liam Lupton, he's also on debut this afternoon, so good luck to the young man.
Yeah, from the Eastlake Footy Club in the ACT AFL. Speedster, not being able to show his wares here in these slippery conditions. Batchelor, beautifully, over to Bolch. He just basically collapsed into the tackle. Ball stuck underneath, and we'll get another ball up right in front of us. Again, a beautiful goal from Tom Bolch late in the first quarter. Oh, Spencer did beautifully, got rid of his opponent and then grabbed the ball out of the ruck. Nellis with the glove to Ives. Ives weighted it basically for the Canberra defence. Now Billy Murphy at the back. Box Hill Billy outside of the right shoe. Thank you. Billy Murphy, in the blink of an eye, has his 3rd goal. More toe than a Roman sandal. 8-2-50 to 2-3-15. Now 35 points.
Canberra's defence don't have an answer at the moment for anything, if we're being honest, Pricey. They don't have an answer for Jono Freeman when it's in the air. They don't have a matchup, it looks like, at this stage for Billy Murphy. And when you've got guys like James Ives running through there and chiming in with goals as well, it makes for a very, very dangerous proposition for the Canberra Demons. They've got to find something quickly, though, because they wouldn't want this margin to blow out 2 more and basically have this match almost over before half-time. So back in the middle. Canberra, they really need to get a run of goals on. They're still in this game. They are doing aspects of their game right, but as you mentioned at quarter time, guys like Mitch Maguire really need to get into this one. He's been very quiet early. Jameson tried to get the clearance, but he was immediately tackled. He's tied up under the pack. And umpire James Stryber says, give it to me. We'll do it all again. Jameson and Spencer. Give the honours to Spencer that time decisively. Templeton did well to shark and got the hands away. Sent inside forward 50 there from Hayden. But it was ill-directed and Baker's taken the mark. And we'll send it towards the outer side at half-back. Finds House. House will go towards the wing position. Dangerous sort of a ball. It's been cut off and it's going to look like it's going to be coming right back. Spencer raffles the hand pass back. Now sent inboard. Really good ball. It's an Aspley ball about 80 metres out from goal. Looks like they're going to be penetrating once again as Coughlin will send it long.
So Coughlin inside 50. Offhand. Stackelberg from 35 curls it around and just misses to the right. They're peppering the Hornets. 8-3-51, 2-3-15, 36 points the margin. Canberra will bring it in. And this is the defensive side of the ground. Maynard the target. Well taken. That's a great kick and a good mark from the big man as well. Unfortunately now, it's part of that dead side of the ground. It's got to come down the line. And it's set up for Aspley. Gross at the back, kills the contest. Fists the ball 15 metres over the boundary line. We'll get a throw in. Well done from the man, his 150th NEAFL match.
Been doing that for quite a few years, you reckon? Sensational player, Gavin Gross. Not only for this club, but generally speaking. Goes over the back, Templeton, hand pass. Finds Hayden over the top, back to Templeton. They're queuing up here, the Hornets. 60 metres out, sent towards the square. Freeman's got to beat two. Forces the contest down the bottom. Murphy was looming ominously. Comes off hands. Well done here from Spina. He'll get it away. Hand pass over the top. Finds Martin. Now he's just going to have to stop and prop because there's absolutely nothing ahead of him. Iron out. Haven't called his name too often. Goes towards Lupton, who did well with the body. But the ball beat him out of play. It's just really stop-start at the moment for Canberra. Anytime they try to get any sort of ball movement, it's just really mechanical and clunky, to be honest with you.
Yep, 16 disposals for James Ives and a goal, 13 to Matthew Payne. The next one, Jordan Arnold with 10 for Canberra. It's just Angus Baker, Vardaniga with 8, Baker with 11. And Maynard with 7, so either defence or the ruckman. Their midfielders not getting their hands on the Agatas. Aspley's are. It's coming down towards left half forward now. Bouncing kindly, no. He did beautifully, Stackelberg. He controlled that. It didn't bounce kindly for him at all. Then lays the kick up top of the square at the back of the pack. Freeman roves his own ball. He shins it forward. He's tackled by Bud. Oh, the fend off. Freeman and misses. Now, Riley Budd's a good 100 kilos, and Freeman just fended him off there, just missed the goal, one behind. So it's 8-4 to 2-3. 37 points the margin it is now.
Baker. Oh, it's a dangerous kick. It's Stackelberg almost took it with the one hand. Couldn't quite take it. It let Canberra in at the very least, and Bruce got the kick. And they're living life dangerously at the moment, the Demons. And Bruce just goes, well, with the torpedo. Don't know if it was the greatest decision. Good spoil from Gross. Allen immediately tackled there from Hardy. And umpire says, give it to me. But yeah, Canberra, they are in a world of danger at the moment. This is potentially going to get quite ugly if it keeps going like this. Tap down from Maynard to the bottom of the pack. Ives got a soccer. Allen gets it away towards half forward. Beats all players. Now it's going to be a contest. Coghlan wanted the hand pass, didn't get it. Instead, it's gone from Stackelberg. That was well done because it let Ives in, who had a case of fumblitis, still got it away. Bulch on the boundary. Castledine can't quite keep it in. A good tackle laid there from Ineout. But again, Aspley, they're going in for the kill here on their home deck. Big day for the club.
Big day for the club. They've got their gala ball later on this evening, and they would love to be able to celebrate that and Gavin Gross's 150th game with a win here at Voxson Oval. Maynard, the big man who's doing well in the ruck for Canberra, got it down to Hardy, bounces freely. Oh, Hampton went without it. Corbett comes in, gives it off to Highmore. Handball now to Powell. Haven't seen much of him all day. He lets loose the ball. Templeton just brute force through the congestion, gives it to Bulch. He dances around. Handball now to Nellis. He picks it up on the half volley. Hooks it inside 50. Danger for the Demons. Freeman at ground level. He just basically pokes it through his legs. It's picked up there by Smout. He lets loose the ball as well. Vardaniga kicks it up and down the coal mine shaft. It goes now back to Jordan Arnold. Chipping pass. Misses the target in Hayden. They're still battling for it, Aspley. Ball's still inside their attacking 50. Billy Murphy gets involved. Gets rid of one tackler. Handball away to Hayden. Top of the square now. Canberra with the numbers. They still can't utilise those numbers. Ives is going to pick it up and kick a goal. He does. Watch this. Bang! Well, there you go. They made hard work of it for James Ives, who's dead set, best on the ground at the moment. Kicks his second with his 18th disposal before half-time. 9 goals for, 58. Plays 2-3-15. And this is a really good performance from the Aspley Hornets on their home deck.
It is a magnificent performance from the Hornets, but Canberra, don't know if they've come off the bus at the moment, Pricey. They are not looking good at all. I had expectations coming into this game that they would compete. During the week, they were sort of saying, well, last week could have been the turning point against the Sydney Swans in their season after that late surge, but don't know if that was a one-off, but not looking like it so far today. They are massively in a hole.
Well, they're getting pantsed in the midfield. The two main protagonists are James Ives, 18 disposals and a goal, and Matthew Payne has had 13 disposals as well. Sorry, Ives with 2 goals. So Smout, Maguire, they're not getting near it.
They aren't. They're absolutely getting pants, this fancy Demons midfield. Castledine, Spencer, Bulch, slips over. Goes with the left shoe towards half forward. Comes off the hands of Malign, but it's still going to favour the Hornets. Trying to go in there was Henderson. Hand pass is fed out, but it's going to favour the Demons. Let's see what they can do here. Turn it over. Castledine, Ives, 19th disposal. Payne, 14th disposal, and it's a ripper.
I tell you what.
And Stackelberg has taken the mark.
Riley, it's just as simple as that. Have a look at Payne, have a look at Ives. It's just one-way traffic out of the middle. And the big man in Maynard is busting it in the ruck for Canberra. He just can't get the job done. But Ives and Payne are flogging them.
So Stackelberg to send it. And this is not a misread of speech. 49 points halfway through the second. And there you go. Aspley, you get the feeling, are announcing their premiership contendership this afternoon. This is, unless it dramatically changes, going to be their 4th win in a row. 10 goals for 64 to 2-3-15. 16 minutes into this second quarter. Now, you've got to remember Aspley, they lost their first 3 games of season 2019. Since then, they've had only 2 close losses, and every single win they've had so far this year have been, quite frankly, very convincing. They are looking better by the week.
Now, they need to solve something. They need to get some mates happening in the midfield. I've got to give a big shout-out. Cal Castledine, in his defensive work in the clearances in the middle of the ground, he's flogging Smout or whoever he gets on and is making it difficult. Maguire has had 4 touches for Canberra. Smout's only had 4 touches, and between just Payne and Ives, they've had nearly 30 between them. As Aspley get out again, Ives, just change his name to Sharon, and then they can actually say his name is on the ball. It bounces towards Nellis. He can't quite pick it up. He's buffeted over the boundary line there by Reece Pollock. But they're getting demolished in the midfield. Canberra's midfielders are better than this. I've seen them play this year.
Is it an effort thing?
Mate, I think they're just being blanketed by a greater spirit at the moment and a greater intent in the midfield.
Well, something's going to change very quickly. Otherwise, this could become even uglier than it is at the moment. But the pressure again is superb. Spencer couldn't get it away. It's headed off hands. Lipscomb sends it forward towards the contest, trying to get there first with Henderson. He couldn't quite. It's now just trailing towards the boundary. Arnold is tackled. That's a little bit better. And it's going to be a ball up. But you're absolutely right. As soon as this ball gets on the outside, they're getting flogged. They're getting absolutely smashed in every midfield facet at the moment. And Cade Klemke would have every right to be furious. As it goes again inside 50. The kick from Allen this time. Freeman couldn't take it off hands. Baker should get there first, but immediately under pressure. Still gets it away. Martin. Well, that's a kick in hope, really. But stays in the field of play, does well. Steps inside, goes towards the wing position, but it's going to be coming right back, and Dawson's got it and will send it forward with a good kick.
Yeah, good pass again, and once again, it was just desperation from Riley Budd to get the ball the hell out of the area, and it's coming straight back. Pops over towards Stackelberg, loops the handball over. No, it's been called out by the boundary umpire. We'll get a throw in about 40 metres out. But when you see Canberra with their really good midfielders, your Jordan Harpers, your Mitch Maguires, your Alex Smouts, those guys have been averaging 30-odd disposals per game, and they've been blanketed out of it so far. Let's see Spencer. Taps it down. Once again, Aspley looking to inflict a bit of pain inside their forward 50, and Canberra just need to bottle it up, and they do so. 45 metres out, we'll get another ball up. Every player on the ground, forward to the centre circle, so only a couple of outriders. So that means there's about 32 players around the attacking 50 for Aspley. They will get it out. Oh, it's Payne again. Handball to Castledine, to Freeman. Freeman, you could just hear... Oh, no, it is Stackelberg. Sorry, it is Stackelberg. He had his name written all over it, whoever it was. He just jumped straight at the ball. It was just like watching that clearance training drill where you get the ball out, the diving handball, the outrunner, and a little chipping pass into the lead of the forward. They're doing it beautifully, Aspley. Stackelberg kicked the last goal of the game for them. He's going to have another crack at it right now. From 35 metres, 45-degree angle, and Stackelberg drills it. And they love it, the Hornets. Inflicting more pain here on the Canberra Demons, 11-4-70. It is now a 55-point margin. Canberra 2-3-15. They've been stranded on that since the 3rd minute of this second quarter. We now play 20 here at Voxson Oval on NEAFL TV through Bar TV.
Now, there's no doubt Aspley are just getting easy supply in towards their forward 50, but defensive 101 is to force your opponent not opposite a goal side towards the boundary and to take front position. Not one Canberra defender is doing that this afternoon. They have just lost their fundamentals at the moment, the Demons, and they are in a world of hurt. They don't have any answers, I don't think, at the moment, anywhere on the ground.
Yeah.
And you just saw after that goal was kicked from Stackelberg, a few Aspley players just reminded them of that fact. Spencer tried to win it down to Ives. Clearance opportunity here, though, from the Demons as it goes forward. Tries to go to the back. Lupton couldn't quite pick it up. It's going to be going towards the boundaries from Dawson. He slips over. Hardy, hand pass inside. Kicked forward eventually from Harper towards the goal square. No mark taken from Carr. Their only goal kicker this afternoon. They're under pressure here, though, the Hornets, but they've tied it up. And it's a rare opportunity here for the Demons to get something on the board to try and make it some form of a contest.
Yeah, it's... we're all surprised. I just received a message from somebody who's watching this saying, wowee, what happened to Aspley? Yes, they've been building and building over the last several weeks, but you can just see that their experience and their system is starting to really gel here at the home of the Hornets. Spencer gets the handball over the top. Liam Dawson, it bounces for him. He takes it over the boundary line and will get another throw in. We're a little surprised, a little shell-shocked, but the much vaunted midfield of the Canberra Demons is absolutely getting towelled up here as we speak. And it's now 55 points the margin. Just quickly, just looking to see, James Ives is now up to 19 disposals, Payne up to 18. So it's 37 disposals against their midfield opponents, who have about 8 between them.
You got a feeling at the end of the season, Canberra might request in their fixture request not to play in Queensland at all in season 2020, because whenever they come up here, it's an absolute nightmare. Payne feeds the hand pass, another disposal. Hayden towards halfback, 2-on-3 contest. It's Tatwell from Nellis to force it, then wins his own ball. Just gets the hand pass away. Payne, well, Payne and Ives are ripping them apart at the moment. The aforementioned Ives towards half forward. Good kick, Henderson. A lot of courage. Won them the contest. Batchelor has been all right in his return game this afternoon. Freeman sent further forward here for the Hornets. Murphy in position if he can get over the back. Well done from Bud to spoil it out of play.
Why isn't Riley Budd trying to mark that ball? He's 15 kilos
because
heavier than Billy Murphy.
I think they're lost on confidence at the moment.
Yeah,
mate.
that's a good call. That's a good call.
I mean, when it's going in like it is, and they can't do one thing right.
He played the percentages.
Yeah.
And he got it out, and that's fair enough. But I'm just
he should have marked it. There's no doubt.
Asking the question if you're a good 15, 20 kilos heavier. But understand the percentages are why they get called the percentages. As Hayden kicks it straight up and down. Punch forward into the pocket, Canberra with the numbers. Smout gets a handball away. Malign kicks it to a contest in the middle. Liam Dawson gets a handball away under a lot of pressure. It's going back inside 50. Spencer. And at the back, Ives was trying to take mark of the year. Goes towards the boundary line now. There's a disciplined kick. Nellis. Good spoiling effort, though. Aspley still with an opportunity. Hampton gets the handball. He's got to bang it through. And it's just party time here for the Hornets. They can do it for the next 2 hours before the gala ball. They're turning on the party tricks already. 12-4-76 to 2-3-15. 61 points the margin. The Hornets are giving it to the Demons here at Voxson Oval, Riley.
They absolutely are. And it is not only exciting for the Hornets, it's exciting for the competition this year, because there's a lot of people around the league who are asking the question, who can beat the Brisbane Lions? And I tell you what, if they're playing like they are today, I reckon they'll give them a fair crack. You look at this side, you knew they were probably going to get off to a slow start in season 2019. Of course, John Blair, he retired at the end of last year. New coach, some new recruits. It was going to take some time to gel, but they have more than gelled. They are looking very dangerous. And I tell you what, their next 2 games after today are against Southport and they are against GWS. They're both away games, but I reckon they might be able to pinch one If they play like they do today, they can set themselves up for a top 4 finish. It's back in the middle. Spencer wins it down, beats Fall, goes towards Templeton. He couldn't pick it up, but he's tied up. The ball ricocheted. And umpire James Strybos. The best umpiring names in the NEAFL, just to say, Strybos. Just give it to me. We've got a blood rule. It looks like it's going to be Tommy Templeton coming off the ground, and James Ives. She's going to go rack up another 5 disposals before half-time, you reckon, as he comes back on?
I don't think Mitch Maguire's touched the ball this quarter. 4 disposals for the game. It's incredible defensive effort from the midfield of the Aspley Hornets as well to really put it to the young Demons midfielders. Now there's a good effort. Tom Fall just banged his opponent into the ground trying to get something generated for the Demons. We'll get another ball up. Coming up last with the ball, Cal Castledine is doing a fantastic job in that defensive role. Now Maguire for his 5th touch comes backwards to Einout. Kick towards half forward at the back. Oh, killing the contest, Dawson. It's a free kick regardless. It's going to go there to Jackson Allen at right half back. Long kick down the line. Payne. Time enough to fumble. Now Canberra coming back. They just look like they are in all sorts of problems, the Demons. It's just hoiked up the line by Vardaniga, and it's coming back again in spades.
Henderson. Wonder how many more they can get before half-time. Sends it towards half-forward. Freeman, it didn't really favour him, but they've raffled it off the Demons and stuffed it. Highmore dropped the mark. It'll be it'll be a stoppage inside forward 50, but where to here from Canberra? I came in today thinking it was virtually like an elimination final for them today. To stay in touch and to launch their season, but at the moment, they just don't look like it in terms of application, in terms of skill level. And it's another free kick going the way of the Hornets. Gross inside 50, offhand. Murphy, I reckon he's going to kick number 4 here. Well, has he? Oh. He's hit the post. I'm sorry, Billy. Commentator's curse.
It happens to all of us.
But sends it out to 62 points.
It's now, it was 12-5 inside 50s. It's now 30-9 inside 50s in favour of Aspley. And that's a pizzling in anybody's books. It comes back out now. Dawson did well. At the back, Harrison Carr, the only goal scorer, just tackled into the ground. And you can hear it in the effects, Mice. That's the Aspley players on the bench just cheering on their teammates. A real sense of spirit. Now, I see Smout going back onto the ball. Castledine's picked him up immediately. So whoever the gun midfielder is for Canberra that's going onto the field, they're being followed around by the little man number 13 in the headband, who is absolutely demolishing them right now. And they're not getting anywhere near the ball as we see Payne, probably with leather poisoning, going off the field. Absolutely outstanding effort from the Hornets. Maynard, who's tried hard all day for the Demons, gets it down. It was Powell. He had no time at all, tackled into the ground. Once again, we'll have a ball up. They're relentless. And you can see Smout is getting a little bit cheesed off with Castledine in the background as well. And there's going to be a free kick.
And it's going to go the way of Cal Castledine. Alex Smout, well, I think he's very disappointed in his team's performance and he's let it boil over. I said earlier in the day he's been on the cranky pills. He's been trying to give a little bit of hustle. And Cal Castledine's doing his job.
That's exactly right. He has frustrated the hell out of Smout into the point where Smout's given away a stupid free kick.
Castledine will send it forward. Oh, it's a big pack of players. It comes off hand. Ives. Well, if Matthew Payne has lever poisoning, I don't know what he's got. Castledine's been dumped again behind play. And it's going to be a free kick nonetheless, going the way of the Hornets. This is unbelievable. I did not expect this coming here today. And Jordan Hayden, about 55 metres out, will set it up. Can they get another one before half-time? Freeman in position 1A. Oh, he hasn't taken it. Spencer has. This is unbelievable, Pricey. Oh, look, I cannot believe this. I think the NEAFL competition has been put on notice this afternoon.
Oh, I think you're dead right, Riley. I expected and I did tip Aspley, and I'm just going to say that you tipped Canberra. Okay. No, look, the thing, we'll talk after Spencer has a go.
So Spencer will kick a goal. It's 68 points. And my tip has made me look quite idiotic.
No, look, I said it was going to be really close too. And the fact that Aspley would win a close one because they were the home side. What has happened is that Aspley have come in with a plan. It's obviously to utilise the goods like Cal Castledine in the middle. They are smashing the hell out of them. I'm sounding like a broken record in the middle, in the clearances. They're not getting anywhere near it. The defensive efforts of Castledine and the attacking efforts of Ives, Payne, Hampton, rolling through there, even chucking James Nellis in the ruck to give him a chop out. Templeton running through. They are demolishing them in the guts. And that's making it hard for every other Canberra player. As soon as it gets out of there, they're under pressure immediately. So what is it now? As you say, 68 points? Poor. It's getting ugly. Inside 50. Not being able to take the mark for Canberra was Vardaniga, who's tried really, really hard. That's mainly because the ball's down there a lot. Templeton picks it up. He can't quite get it out. Battling hard underneath there, of course, was Baker. Getting a few touches. Nellis. And playing in front. It's Stackelberg yet again. It is Stackelberg the older. Of course, the younger. Playing elsewhere.
That he is.
So he's kicked 2 out of the last 4 goals. And this is becoming a procession. It's not becoming a procession, it is.
I think it was a procession about 15 minutes ago. This is incredible. And Aspley, they've played a magnificent game in this first half. Probably the best first half they've played in a long time.
Sandgate product. Stackelberg comes in. He's a beautiful kick of the footy. No doubt about it. And the conversion is wonderful. 14-5, 89, plays 2-3, 15. It's now up to 74 points the margin. We haven't even got to half-time yet. This could be a monumental score for Aspley the way they're going.
Well, Aspley already had a good percentage coming into this one of 119. That's going to be boosted this afternoon. And that could prove very crucial in the finals race, whilst for Canberra, percentage is going to prove very important as well in their battle to try and make the lower reaches of the top 6. But at the moment, the way they're playing, they couldn't beat anybody. They are getting pantsed in every department, unfortunately for them. And it's been a dark, dark day up here in Queensland as Nellis sends it forward, trying to pick it up and eventually getting his Coughlin. Towards half forward from Arnold. Murphy got slightly held, gets it anyway. Kept his feet, which is so important, then sends it in. Callum Castledine got 15 metres of space there. And he just ran forward and he's taken an uncontested mark. And Alex Smout, actually no, sorry, that's Mitch Maguire, who has had a dirty day. It's getting worse by the minute, it must be said. So Callum Castledine could send this with a true kick to 80 points at half-time. And damn true it is. Callum Castledine has played a magnificent game, and they are really getting into the Demons now. 15-5-95. 2-3-15. 33 gone into this second quarter. I said they needed the quarter-time siren in the first quarter of the Canberra Demons. They need the half-time siren and more.
Well, Cal Castledine, he's had 8 disposals, he's had a couple of tackles, and he's now kicked a goal. And the opponents that he's been running around on will probably be lucky to have scraped up 8 between them. It's been a magnificent effort. The man from Southport, the Western Magpies, he was a Grogan medalist back there. He's been around the traps. And he's a tough footballer. Maynard gets it down now for the Demons. They put the captain, Bruce, in the middle just to get something going. Fisted away there. Well, Gross has popped up a little bit ginger there. Ball spills. Dawson, that's an awful handball for a bloke who's a really good footballer.
First blemish he's made all day.
Oh, look, I needed to say something negative against what Aspley are doing at the moment. Dawson just tried to shoot it out to Hampton and missed the target. I suppose they are getting a little weary. It is very much into red time in the second term. Templeton, who's been a find for Aspley. Payne, who's a genius, just bounces it forward. Nellis, great handball off to Ives. Ives now, Coughlin, left foot, lucky to hit it. Oh, beautifully controlled by Murphy. Playing for the free kick, well umpired, nothing happening. Ball spills around the 50. and that could have been pinged. It was Vardaniger again, who's tried very hard, I must say, as the ball just keeps pounding inside attacking 50 for the Hornets.
So there's the ball up. Spencer wins the tap down. Eventually comes away there from Hardy, but it's going to be turned over. It's like the Demons have come into a gunfight this afternoon with a teaspoon. Towards half forward. That's almost the mark to Highmore. Couldn't quite take it. Spins around, and there's half time. Don't adjust your screens, ladies and gentlemen. It is an 80-point margin at half time at Voxson Oval. 15-5-95 to 2-3-15. My goodness gracious me.
Yeah, that's, what can you say? I'm a bit stunned, as you are, Riley Staraj, here at Voxson Oval, half-time, 80 points. The Hornets have leading this one after they led by 29 points at quarter time. We could run through the goal scorers, but we've only got another hour and a half to go. It is 15-5-95 to 2-3-15. Canberra last scored in the 3-minute mark of that second term. 32 and a bit minutes later, Aspley had piled on 9 goals, 3 to absolutely stomp all over the Demons here at Voxson Oval. It has been an outstanding performance by the Hornets. We've been waxing lyrical about their attacking structure and their clearances, their midfield work, and how it is absolutely broken Canberra in two. With their not only defensive midfield work, but their attacking midfield work. It's been an absolute flogging. We're going to go away and see if we can make hide nor hair of it and get some stats for you. We'll be back with the second half very shortly. NEAFL TV through Bar TV. Aspley leading Canberra at half-time by 80 points. Welcome back to Voxson Oval, the home of the Aspley Hornets here at Graham Road, Aspley in southeast Queensland. NEAFL 13, round 13 I should say, and the Aspley Hornets are absolutely giving it to the Canberra Demons here. At half-time, 15-5 Aspley to the Demons 2-3-15. It's an 80-point margin after Aspley led by 29 points at quarter time. And Michael Price with Riley Staraj calling all of your action. We're a little stunned here, Riley, after that first half. Canberra came out really, I suppose, hard in the first 4 or 5 minutes of each quarter, but got absolutely flogged thereafter.
Yeah, I think stunned is the perfect word to surmise it. We came here today expecting a ripping contest between two sides who had major prospects for finals action season 2019. Well, one has showed up and done their part of the ledger, whilst the other, apart from those 4 or 5 minute bursts to start quarters, haven't really got off the bus. It's an 80-point margin, and you've got to say, as good as Aspley have been, and I cannot speak highly enough of the way they've played, you look at guys like Alex Smount, he's been destroyed around the ground. Mitch Maguire, he's been destroyed in the midfield. Their defence, Jonathan Spina, he's been destroyed defensively. Anytime he's gone near it, he's looked like he's constantly under pressure. There's not one winner on the ground that you could really say for the Canberra Demons. Matt Vardanigar's tried hard. Josh Maynard's tried hard. But apart from that, what more can you say?
Oh, look, I suppose the disposals add up for the defensive side of Canberra's team. Angus Baker, of course, he's got 14. Vardanigar with 11. Einard and Hardy have got 10. But you go down to their prime movers. Mitch Maguire's only got 5. Alex Smout's only got 7. And a lot of that is due to the work of Cal Castledine, number 13 for Aspley. He's had 8 disposals himself, but he's kicked a goal and he's annoyed the hell out of their prime movers to a point where they haven't got the ball. For Aspley, they're actually plus 72 in disposals in the first half, with James Ives 22 and Matthew Payne 21. Absolutely beating them up at the moment, and we'll see how they go here as Payne tries to get the clearance. Comes down to Hampton. Hampton held without the ball. Umpire says play on. Tackled into the ground there by Vardanigar again, who's tried hard. Josh Maynard, I would also say, as you mentioned, Riley, in the ruck, has had a red-hot crack, but he's got it all up against Jake Spencer as well. Spencer gets it down. Picked up by Maguire. Shoots a handball out for a rare possession. Now Powell under pressure. Harrison Carr kicked the only 2 goals for Canberra. Goes with the fancy kick outside of the shoe. Riley Corbett versus Stanley. Stanley got the ball to ground. It's going to be stuck on the 50. At least Canberra moving forward and inside 50 for the first time. And it was 12-5 inside 50s at quarter time. 32-10 at half-time.
It's some unbelievable numbers at the moment. He's back at the field of play. Goes forward for Canberra, but once again, Aspley just do it all too easily and has scored it out. As Henderson goes towards the wing position, Martin's in position 1A. He's done well to take the mark there. We're going to find out a bit about Canberra in this second half, I reckon. What sort of resilience they've got. What sort of fight they've got. What pride they have in their performance. It must be said. Highmore goes short. Fine Carr. The only goal kicker this afternoon for the Demons will send it forward inside the forward 50. 2-on-2 contest. Gross gets the spoil out of play. So industrious, Gavin Gross. Of course, this is his 150th NEAFL game. He's been a champion of this competition. And you get a feeling at the end of this one he might get chaired off the ground. Just deserved, it must be said.
Absolutely. They're having their ball this evening, Aspley. The ball thrown in. Spencer at the back. It's brought down by Maynard. He tries to tow it out as well. Still plenty of congestion. It's picked up there. Was it Malign having a flying shot? It was, and he puts it through. There you go. There's a heartbeat. The pulse is still there for the Canberra Demons. Their 3rd goal. And it takes the margin back to 74 points. 15-5-95 to 3-3-21. We've only played a couple of minutes of the third term here. On NEAFL TV through Bar TV, I'm Michael Price and this is Riley Staraj.
Well done there from Canberra to get that goal, but we need to see them get some consecutive goals. They haven't been able to string anything together today at all, it must be said. They've started quarters well. First quarter, they got some good territory, couldn't convert, then they kicked 2 goals in the space of the first 4 minutes of the second quarter, but after that, He was just a possession for the Hornets. So let's see what they can do. Let's see if they can string something together and make a bit of contest of it in the second half. Spencer wins the tap down. Ives had liver poisoning in the first half, gets another disposal, sends it forward. Nellis with that trusty glove, gets the hand pass to Stackelberg, comes off a knee. Templeton's tackle, but gets it away. Spencer, all the time in the world, hand pass to Nellis. Now taps it down. Templeton almost breaks 2 tackles. I reckon he's a little lucky there not to be called holding the ball.
Yeah,
he tried to break the tackle twice.
I reckon you're right. He thought he was playing a different game there and tried to break the front line looking for the offload. The ruckman, Spencer, he gets it down now. Hacked out of there by the Demons. Now Jackson Allen, standing start, just pops it up. It's a floater, top of the square. Canberra got it covered. Touched off the boot it was, so the ball had to be let loose. Now Spina gets the handball away to Martin. Martin tries to get one out to Harper, puts him under pressure. Harper looping a handball to Carr. Under pressure from the opposite 24 in Dawson. Henderson comes in. A little bit scrappy as Canberra still trying to get out of a defensive 50 here. It's with Harrison Carr. It's a handball out. That's a better chain as they run it out. Missing the target though. It was Gross who got there first for Aspley. Couldn't pick up the half volley. He's tackled. Umpire I thought was going to ping him, but no. We'll get a ball up on the outer wing.
So Canberra, only score of this quarter for either side. Hope for their sakes they might be able to string something together. Spencer, though, wins the tap down. It's tied up once again. And umpire Sam Somerville says, give it to me. Virtually in the same spot. We'll do it all again. Spencer, well, he threw his opponent Maynard just out of the way that time. Castledine tried to run onto it, so did Lupton. Couldn't get it away. It's going to be another ball up. A little bit of a holding pattern in the last couple of minutes, but Aspley, they've been magnificent today. And hope for their sake he'll be able to continue.
Well, this is kind of the way it started in the second quarter too, Canberra, with a couple of opportunities, a couple of goals, and then it sort of fell away very quickly as Aspley just stamped their authority. Now it comes out. Gross comes off hands. Jackson Allen read it beautifully. Handball out now back to Corvo. Comes out to Dawson. Dawson now under a bit of pressure. Still got a kick away. Oh, Hampton scooped it up. Oh, he takes off Lonnie Hampton and goes boom and misses. In a flash. It was just like a vapour trail as he went through the rest of traffic. 96 plays 22 now.
Martin, short to Spina. Spina goes back to Martin. We'll just go down the line. Bruce has got a task here. Well done from Gavin Gross. Just forced him under a fraction. It's a slippery deck here, of course, if you've just joined us. There was a lot of rainfall before this game this afternoon. It's still quite wet and slippery out there. Of course, Aspley haven't shown any ill effects of that at all. They've made it look like a fair dry weather game. They've been magnificent. Castledine, Arnold towards half forward. One-on-one contest. Almost a mark. Well, Hampton, I think he's smelling blood at the moment. But he couldn't quite get there. Baker's tied up, still at the bottom of the pack. Payne tried to extract it. Lupton, hand pass short. Hardy lays the tackle. There'll be another stoppage, but I reckon Lonnie Hampton's feeling it at the moment. He reckons he can do anything.
Oh, he's just come off for a little bit of a breather. Maybe he's just expended all of that energy. Maynard, it's Hardy who gets it down. Once again, they're making it very difficult. Maynard now punches it forward. Lipscomb did beautifully, kicks it inside 50, and that's better. Tom Highmore comes back and takes a good mark. Now they want to get a little industrious here as Powell. He's got some targets. He does hit one in Richardson. Dangerous kick. It actually favoured Aspley, but Riley Budd's going to clean it up here for the Demons. Chips it up. That's a kick to nobody. It bounces for Stanley awkwardly. But Aspley with plenty of numbers and time enough to kick the ball back down to a 2-on-1. Billy Murphy was front and centre. Freeman went back to get it. That's well tackled. The ball stuck with him. Umpire says it was held to him. Well, he gave him plenty of opportunity to get rid of that agate, and it was a good tackle, but Canberra still stopping it, and there'll be a ball up.
So we'll do it all again. Spencer and Maynard, like they've done a lot today. Give the honours to Spencer that time. Oh, it's a big hit, but Ives, he wore it beautifully. Extracted a hand pass. Nellis the target. That is sublime from the Aspley Hornets. Clean as you like. And Jake Nellis will have a shot at goal. Tight angle. But a player of his calibre should be able to kick it.
he's a good player, is James Nellis. He's got a lot of experience, the 27-year-old, and he's a beautiful kick of the footy in here. I'll put one of your houses on it, Riley.
So he'll come in, sets it on its way, and it's a behind.
Oh, lucky it was your house.
We've had a bit of commentator curse today, it must be said. Every time we reckon the kick's going to go through, it hasn't quite. Anyway, it's a 76-point margin. There's a whistle, and there's a player down, half back.
Just can't quite see what's going on there. It's away off the ball. The player's been held up because the ball is going to be kicked back towards that area. The Canberra player...
I think it's Tommy Highmore, is it? No.
That's Angus Baker.
Angus Baker.
Now, they could ill afford to lose him. He is their highest possession winner with about 18 disposals at the moment. And the way he's actually semi-rejecting the ball when it comes in defence, they could ill afford to lose a bloke like him.
They certainly can't. Back at the field of play. Sent towards half back. Oh, big fly from Corbett, but he was way too behind it. Couldn't get it. And we another stoppage as there's another player down. This time it's for Aspley. And there's been calls for the stretcher, so this is not good.
Now, that's an ankle. It looks like Corvo, and he's holding his right foot. And he doesn't look like he's in any hurry to get up. The players are looking at him.
Well, Isaac Corvo.
Well, as we see Baker come off as well, we're taking the opportunity to, but they have called for a stretcher here. And that's not good for the young man in Isaac Corvo from Wilston Grange.
No, it's a real shame for him. He was such a consistent performer for the Wilston Grange Gorillas in the QAFL and has really started to make his way in his career at NEAFL level. He started to string some games together. And it's a real shame because it's so much potential as a young player. And to see something like this happen, especially when it's a margin like this, the last thing you want, if you were Dan Webster or the Aspley coaching staff, is injuries to happen when the asset is, in a lot of ways, gone out of this one when they've got such a big margin.
Well, still 76 points the margin, and we're 10 minutes into this third quarter, but there will be a lengthy delay because of this. Young Isaac Corvo, as we say, from Wilston Grange, is a good defensive player, and he's shown a lot of promise, and it looks like he's done something to his right ankle or the right leg. He's not able to move, and they've got the stretcher out, the good people from Aspley. And his teammates go over to him and just show him a little bit of moral support. They know that he's been quite a contributor, and I'll give that to the Canberra boys. That's some good sportsmanship there from the Demons as they actually give him some applause as he comes off. They know it's quite a serious injury, and that's classy effort from considering that they're having their pants pulled down here at Canberra. They're showing a modicum of class with this, and let's see if this can actually do something to activate the competitive nature of Canberra. If they see another opposition player going off the field, at least they feel some kind of, I suppose, dominance as far as numbers go. But as young Corvo comes off, you can actually see him holding that ankle, so there could be something quite ugly there. But we'll let you know as we go, and good luck to the young man as he gets taken through the interchange gates. Looks like a bad break or something there, Riley. Not good.
Does not look good at all. And we wish him all the best. There's no doubt about that. I'm sure that'll be a situation monitored in the coming weeks. But back at the game, let's go on. Spencer wins the tap down. It's cleared away, though, for Canberra towards half forward. It's going to be a bounce ball call, but read his opponent under it. But Gavin Gross gets there first. Hand passes good inside and well done here from Aspley. Just so much composure today, and Coughlin has taken the mark on the wing position. You wheel around, quickly go towards half forward. The target in Nellis. Well, he's almost taken that, but it slipped out of the fingers in the last minute, at the last second. Smout goes inside. Malign, the only goal kicker of this third quarter, just sort of raffled around now. And now Aspley can go again towards half forward. There's the kick. Freeman's in a one-on-one. Couldn't take it but forced the contest. Murphy, kick 3 in the opening half, forces the pressure. Off hands. Pollock couldn't get it away. Spina could, but they're just under so much pressure at the moment, Canberra, and they're rather lucky in the end that Hardy's taken the mark in the middle of the ground. So Hardy towards half forward, and Corbett's all on his own. Well, I don't know how he got that much space, but Riley Corbett could have lined up. Instead, he'll go over the top, and he'll find his target there in Harry Carr. He's kicked 2 today. This is for number 3.
Yeah, that was better ball movement from Canberra as well. And the kicking effort, I suppose you've got to be brave in your kicks, and you're brave in the destination of your kicks and how they carry them out. That kick from from Hardy actually set it up.
The Carr's come in, and he's missed to the near side. So all that good work, finishing lets them down. So they're 3-4 for the afternoon, 3-4-22 the Demons. Aspley 15-7-97 as the kick-in's about to come in.
So Jackson Allen for Aspley. Usually a beautiful kick of the ball. Kicks it in the gross direction. It goes over the top, and a beautifully mark taken there by Tom Highmore, the back of the pack. That's a very good kick. Spotted up a couple of targets, and he found a good one in Harper. Harper now has a man on the lead. Geez, that's just changing the angle up slightly, but still the same distance out. So Alex Smout, a rare touch for him. Don't usually see him on the end of the ball, usually delivering it out. Can he impact the scoreboard and do something for Canberra? Oh, he sold the big dummy. Got the handball out to Harper, who has another flying ping at it. Just gets over the top. Boy, it was some hard work to make that happen. But Jordan Harper kicks the goal for Canberra. They're fourth, 4-4-28. Plays 15-7-97. And boy, what do we... Oh, it's a lot.
It is a lot. But credit to the Demons. It was an awful opening half for them. At least they've come out in this second half and they've shown something. You just feel the acid in a lot of ways has come out of this one to a degree. But, you know, they kicked 2 goals in this half. Aspley have not impacted the scoreboard in terms of majors. And maybe they can continue a run on, maybe take something into the next few weeks, because the draw opens up. We mentioned this at the start of the game for them. Yeah,
the draw opens up for them. Opportunities are there galore. But 69 points at the moment. They need to get several in a row real quick.
They really do. Maguire couldn't get it away. And like a lot of today, they've just been under pressure all the time. Templeton, Lipscomb, liked his debut game for the Hornets this afternoon. That's a ripping mark there, which has been taken from Jordan Hayden. 55 metres out, sets it towards the space. It's a good kick, and it comes off Freeman's hand. Spina, Murphy, falls over his own feet, still extracts it. That's a soccer off, and it's just going to pitch up in the air, and Canberra going to have it. Smout, hand passes across goal. It misses everything. Went in between Martin and Highmore at that time. Is going to be a throw-in in the forward pocket.
Well, what we wanted to see happen for Canberra is actually happening, but Alex Smout needs to get his hands on the ball. Mitch Maguire, that would be best for them. If he could also start getting his hands on the football. Ives continuing that for Aspley, their dominance. Oh, great body work by Nellis. Got rid of him and then missed the goal.
I think he's missed everything.
Missed everything indeed. But that's the beauty of that new ruck rule, where you can grab it out of the ruck. We've seen that happen at AFL level with the goods like Matty Cruiser, ruckman like that, where they get rid of their opponent, take it and snap a goal. Would have been beautiful for Nellis, but didn't happen.
It is good intent. Anyway, back at the game line out. Send it. Kick towards Maguire. That's a good mark. And he's been pushed into the fence a fraction.
That should have been 50 for mine. Very dangerous.
So Maguire being very quiet this afternoon. He's had his colours lowered to a certain extent. See what he can do for the rest of the game. Big fly from Fall. Couldn't take the mark. Dawson got the hand pass. Powell. I think he's just going to be escorted out of bounds here. He is. And it'll be a throw-in right in front of the Aspley coaching box. If you've just joined us, it was like blitzkrieg in the opening half from the Hornets. They were sensational, and they caught the Demons napping.
Throw in now. Spencer at the backs. Jamison spikes it down. Oh, Henderson could have got one in the back. Nothing happening. We'll get a ball up. Very lucky there, Reece Pollock, as he gets up. They've slowed them right down. At least that's what they needed to do, Canberra. They needed to slow Aspley's scoring efforts down. Haven't scored a goal this quarter. Beautifully done there by the debutant in Lupton. Kicks it inside 50. And there's the experience I've been waiting to see from Aaron Bruce. The Canberra skipper, couple of times leading goal kicker from Eastlake. He takes the mark. He got rid of his opponent using the body, protected the space, and he will kick this. I have no doubt. Aaron Bruce. From close, he's on a bit of an angle, but pokes it through. Not a problem in the world, and that's better from the Demons. 15-7-97, plays 5-4-34. It's back to 63 points. After all, it was 80 points, so they're leading this quarter by 17 points so far, Riley. This is the effort we wanted to see in response. Whether it actually adds up to something by the end of the game, at least this is the start we wanted the Demons to have.
It certainly is. And I've seen Liam Lupton, he got the ball a few times today, and he's shown a little bit. That was a really good dash to get away, and the composure as well. He didn't try to kick the ball like a tracer bullet in towards the forward 50, just towards the space to the advantage of Bruce. And he seems to be a good user of the ball. Is back in the middle. Maynard wins it down. Trying to get it out of there is Hardy. Powell, well, he's tackled and dispossessed immediately from Lipscomb. It's just going to be tied up. And umpire says, give it to me. Just forward to centre here for the Demons. So they've kicked the last 3 goals. A little bit of a run on. But what will Aspley do in response? Well, Payne got the handball away. Jeffrey towards half forward. Murphy the target. Don't necessarily want him in a marking contest. But it's tied up nonetheless. From Coughlin on Baker. And it's just at half forward here for Aspley.
Well, we're, 20 minutes into the third quarter. Matthew Payne has only had the 1 disposal. Mitch Hardy's moved up the charts a little bit. James Ives was only a couple, so they've kept him quiet. Falls to Freeman, drops what he might have taken. Handball from Coughlin. Billy Murphy tackled, holding the ball. Just tried to get through the traffic. He can dance on $1, Box Hill Billy, but couldn't do it on that occasion. Sam Martin now in the goal square for Canberra. Not a lot of movement. He's got Mitch Maguire moving for him. He's got Tom Jeffrey on his hammer, so he goes long. Spencer's going to fill that hole. Couldn't quite take the mark. Good spoil from that skipper and Aaron Bruce. Ball goes over the boundary line. Left half forward for the Hornets, and we'll get another throw in. What have we played? 21 minutes of the third quarter here at Voxson Oval. 63 points, so still 10 goals plus.
Big mountain to climb for the Demons. It's back at the field of play. Might give the honours to Maynard that time. He did well. Payne tried to extract a disposal. Couldn't quite. Off hands. And it's going to be tied up, and it's going to be another ball up inside Aspley's forward 50.
Mitch Hardy's had a red-hot crack. Every time the ball comes near him, he's really having a go in the physical stakes.
He certainly has. Haven't minded his game. He's been up against a wave of Hornets this afternoon, and he's tried to stand up manfully. Lupton got it away. Maguire got the hand pass, but he's turned it over. A good tackle there from Bruce, and it's tied up all again.
Good tackle from Tom Jeffrey there as well on Maguire. Maguire's still finding it hard to get his hands on the football. He's only had the 6 touches.
You wouldn't have expected that coming in. There's no doubt about that. Spencer got the tap down. Bruce extracts the clearance. It bounces off hands. It's going to favour the Hornets. Henderson, well, that's a falcon into Hardy's face. And now it's just spiked forward, so at least they're trying to get some territory. Dawson, on a dry day, he'd pick that up 100 out of 100, but not on that occasion. Still bouncing around. Hardy, Lupton extracts it. Hardy again. He is having a red-hot crack, there's no doubt about it. That's tied up, but that was a fair falcon. 15 seconds
fair falcon went 15 metres off his face. How'd you be feeling that on a nice cold day? Lucky they're not playing in Canberra. That would have been very ugly to happen. In the middle of the ground now. See what the Hornets can do here. Ives extracts it. Now it's with Batchelor. Batchelor inside 50. He's kicked it to the advantage of Martin for Canberra. Can't control it. Billy Murphy on his hammer. Tackled him without the ball. Will be a free kick. So Canberra will get the free kick, and that will be some relief. Maguire running around. He's still got Castledine on his hammer. Dangerous kick. Hampton takes it, roves it, goes in and spears it. It really just wasn't the greatest execution of a kick, just a little bit too high. You can understand you want to be decisive, you want to be aggressive, but dear oh dear.
I don't think that was the option. And
No,
I think
it wasn't.
If you want a snapshot of Canberra's day, that was pretty much it.
Yeah, Lonnie Hampton kicks his third, by the way. 103 plays 34, so we're back to 69 points.
But yeah, it's been a tough day for the Demons this afternoon. Aspley, we certainly waxed lyrical about them in the first half. They've been extraordinary.
Canberra
today.
have lifted in
and
this
they
quarter.
certainly have. There's no doubt that Canberra have lifted. And, you know, it's unfortunate that this wasn't really appearing at the start of this game when the heat was really on. Spencer wins it down. Falls to Hayden. Hayden towards half forward. Contest coming up. Big fly and spoil over the back from Stackelberg. It's snapped towards, well, it was towards goal, but it's come off the side of the boot. And it's going to be a throw in the forward pocket. But as I was saying, has been certainly a better effort for Canberra in this quarter, but it's just a real shame for them that it wasn't applied like this at the start of the game when the game was there to be won.
47 inside, 50s to 15 is the tail of the tape, and that's ugly. The throw in at the foot of the pack. Hampton, dangerous. Harper, taken off the ball. Payne overruns it. It's towed out there. Spiked away by Carr. Maguire tackled into the ground there. Beautiful stuff from Jack Coughlin. And Mitch Maguire, who's having a very difficult day at the office, gets up with the ball. Now, Maynard pushed out of it by Spencer. Will get a free kick, the big man. Again, I will say, he's really having a red-hot go against one of the premier ruckmen of the competition.
He absolutely has. He certainly hasn't been disgraced, saying, well, Hardy might have been a push that time, but Ditto, he's tried his guts out in very trying circumstances. Sends a long kick towards the forward 50. Comes off the hands of Stanley. Aspley have the numbers, though, defensively. Gross, well, he was going to go at it, except Lipscomb run into his own ball. And, well, Mitch Maguire, take a photo of that. It's been one of the few possessions he's had all day. Baker, middle of the ground. He's got an option outside on the outlet. Murphy tried to force the spoil, but it was good running from Martin. He's about 55 metres out, is Sam Martin. He's going to try to go long.
Well, you
think he was going to try to go long, but instead he's just held it up, and he's going to really force a contest. And there it is. He sets it on its way, and that was all the Hornets at the back. And again, just key decision-making at times today from Canberra's really let them down, and that was another example when it was probably time he could have went a few seconds quicker. Instead, he held it up, and he let the cavalry of the Hornets get back.
Yeah, and they've been right in the game. The Hornets' defence just smashing it everywhere. Throw in. Spencer gets it down. Hardy, he overruns it. Maguire, tackled by Henderson, playing for the free kick. Carr tries to get it out. Now Gross attacks the ball off the side of the left boot. Bounces awkwardly for Freeman. Shins it. Henderson, now Hardy. Still plenty of work going on. Freeman did the big bend to the back and picked it up and tried to get out of there, but Hardy tackled him into the ground, and we're only 40 metres out from the Canberra goal. We're going to have another ball up. Spencer tries to grab it out of the ruck. Doesn't quite. No, that's a tackle. But Bruce could have been a push. No. Underneath Bruce is the ball, and we'll have another ball up.
Let's see if Canberra can get another goal before three-quarter time. They've been much better in this third quarter. Too little, too late, but fortunately for them, Aspley going to get the clearance. It went from Payne to Hampton. Clean set of wheels, and that's a really good kick as well to Stackelberg. It favoured him. Now Murphy is basically one-on-one deep if he wants it. Nellis is pointing to a hole to present. Instead, he's going to go the shortest option back to Hampton, who's 60 metres out. And he could have went long that time, but they've showed a lot of composure this afternoon, Aspley. Now it'll be set up to the contest. You sets it. Freeman couldn't take it. Maynard off hands. It's going to work out well here. Although Richardson, well, what more do you say?
Well, yeah, the pictures are there on NEAFL TV through Bar TV for you to all look at. That, again, what we would try to refer to as an assertive kick, ill-directed. It's going to give another goal away to the Hornets.
It should be another goal. It's the words of Michael Price and Tommy Bolch. has kicked a goal. That's number 2 for him. Late inclusion this afternoon. He's played his role. It was an 80-point margin at half-time, but despite the Demons' assertiveness at the start of this quarter, it's almost back to that again. 17-7, 109 the 5, 434. 28 gone, third quarter.
75 points, the margin. And so almost back on an even keel this quarter. Canberra still holding sway by 5 points in the quarter, so they've produced a better effort than the previous quarter, which they allowed 9 unanswered goals through to give Aspley this commanding lead. So back in the middle, Jake Spencer versus Josh Maynard. Gets hacked out of there for Aspley. Payne, can he get there first? Just using his experience to body his opponent out. Just did it beautifully. Nudged him off the ball and got the handball away. It didn't quite work out as he had planned. Canberra coming out now. Good mark. It's well taken there. Was that Tom Bolch? I can't quite... No, it was actually Lipscomb who flew for that mark. It was a beautiful effort. Now it's with Templeton in the middle of the field. Yes, the handball away. Castledine nudged off it. Goes again. Tackled into the ground. Ball spills underneath. Umpire comes in and says we'll ball it up 40 metres out directly in front.
And just bring it to you now, Pricey, if this day wasn't getting bad enough for Canberra, there's been a boil over in Sydney. Gold Coast have beaten the Sydney Swans and could go in the top 6 as that's set towards goals. One behind to Matty Payne. But that makes the race for the last spot in the top 6 very interesting. We did not expect that coming today. But Gold Coast have beaten the Sydney Swans.
That is an amazing result. Ball down the outer side and out of bounds. So the Sydney Swans and the Gold Coast Suns, well, again, leaves the door open here, but it's going to get slammed shut again.
Exactly. It just makes it makes it even tighter now. And of course, Gold Coast, a couple of weeks earlier, they beat Southport on their home deck in a magnificent performance. So it looks like they're just starting to put something together as the handball forward finds Hayden. Hayden sets it up in the air. Someone try and mark that. Baker's in position 1A. Off hands. It's called play on. Wheeling around. Now it's to Hampton. Does a bit of a dance step. Gives it back. Set inside 50 from Jeffrey. Oh, it's a good mark. That is a really, really good mark there from Angus Baker. And he has tried so hard this afternoon. And he's been one of Canberra's best.
Yeah, he certainly has. He kicks it in the direction of the former ex-basketballer in Luke Jamieson, but it's a good mark taken there by Spencer. Spears a pass, just a little bit too hard for the intended target in Coghlan. Ball spills to centre half forward. Aspley still applying the pressure. Bolch to Castledine, weaves through traffic to Henderson. Henderson tries to get it to Nellis. Oh, that's a good spoil there from Martin. At the back, though, umpire has called advantage. Jordan Hayden takes the kick, and that is a goal. There was a free kick called. I was watching the umpire there who was waving it forward. There was a free kick whistle, but the advantage was paid, and Jordan Hayden just strolled through and kicked the goal. So it takes it back now to 81 points. So officially now, or 82 points, Aspley are leading the quarter.
For all of Canberra's hard work, it's come to naught, unfortunately, for them. And we look at Aspley, and you know, they had a lot of transition in the off-season. Of course, a generational coach in John Blair, he retired, and new coaching staff and some new ideas. And it was always going to take some time when it does, when you form a new nucleus. And, of course, they lost their first 3, but ever since then, they look very dangerous. And they, I think, are going to be there once again at the pointy end of season 2019. Is back in the middle. Spencer wins it down, running onto it's Maguire. Sends it forward, but under pressure a lot this afternoon. It's going to work out here for the Hornets. Lipscomb will send it towards the broadcast wing. Batchelor sends it short. A good chipping ball. And he'll find Hayden. And that's going to be a 50. It's a 50-metre penalty. I'm not quite sure what it was for.
I think it was for Alex Smout just running through the demilitarised zone. And they're giving it to him as well. Daniel Henderson's made a lot of friends there.
He certainly has. He's been well acquainted this afternoon, and this day for Canberra, they've had some very inconsistent performances in season 2019, but you dare say this might just be their darkest. They got belted by Redlands in round 2. at Scottsdale Park. They got belted at home by the Brisbane Lions, and they're getting belted this afternoon. As that is a kicker goal, and that is going to just fade from Jordan Hayden. He looked good off the boot, but it just went to the right. So it sends it out to 83 points the margin, 18-9, 117 to 5-4-34 as the kicking comes towards Carl.
Yeah, Jordan Hayden had a pretty good game as well, 17 disposals and a goal. As Canberra bring it through, and the siren sounds for three-quarter time. It is 83 points the margin. Aspley lead this one at Voxson Oval, 18-9, 117 to Canberra, 5-4-34. After Aspley led by 80 at half-time, 29 points at quarter-time. The Demons putting a better fist to it there at the third quarter. Got a couple of stats there, Riley?
Well, I'm just having a look through, and everything's sort of evened up there to a degree. And I think for Canberra, one of the good things that happened for them is some of their ball winners started to get a little bit more. You saw guys like Mitch Maguire. He's had a very quiet day, but at least he started getting some of the ball. As we mentioned, Angus Baker, he's had a very good day for them. He's tried hard. He's had the 20 disposals. Mitch Hardy, same for him. He's had the 15 disposals, but he's been so resolute defensively. He's laid laid a lot, 7 tackles, sorry. But if you have just to look at just a lot of the general statistics in terms of disposal, James Ives, he's had 28. He's been magnificent. Matthew Payne had 25. Jordan Hayden's had 18. Jordan Arnold's had 15. And you even look at the late inclusions like Tom Balch, he's kicked 2 goals and had 14 disposals. It's just been a really good team performance here from the Aspley Hornets, and it's really announced themselves as being serious contenders in season 2019.
Absolutely. Your goal scorers for Aspley, Stackelberg's got 3, Hampton and Murphy also with 3. Freeman, Balch, Ives all have 2 each. Castledine, Spencer and Hayden have 1. For Canberra, it's a lot easier. Harry Carr's got 2. Bruce, Harper and Malign with 1 apiece. 83 points the margin at three-quarter time. Back with the final quarter very shortly on NEAFL TV through Bar TV. We're back at Voxson Oval, the home of the Aspley Hornets, and they are taking on the visiting Canberra Demons here for NEAFL round 13, Aspley versus Canberra. It is three-quarter time, or just about to start the last quarter. 83 points the margin in favour of the home side. Aspley 18-9, 117 to Canberra 5-4, 34. That's after they led by 80 at halftime and 29 points at quarter time. It's Michael Price and Riley Staraj calling all of your action. And Riley, we're just seeing Aspley and their coaching staff, including Daniel Webster, coming off the field. They'd be feeling very good about what's transpired so far.
They would be feeling magnificent, I reckon, with today's performance. It was probably... They probably came in today thinking they could certainly win this game, but it was going to be a struggle. And they, from minute one, have been magnificent with their ball use. You know, we mentioned before the game, it looked like it was going to be pretty wet conditions initially in that first half. They didn't make it look like that. They were very clean with the ball. Their defensive pressure has been outstanding. Their defence in general has been outstanding. This will be win number 4 in a row for them. And they've got a big month coming up, the Aspley Hornets. Next week, down at Fankhauser Reserve, they'll be taking on Southport, their bitter state league rivals. They'll be taking on GWS 2 weeks later, and then Sydney Uni. If they can pinch 2 wins from that, they set themselves up well. As back for the final quarter, Spencer to paint. Reckon we've called that a bit over the last couple of years. Bulch gets it and will send it towards half forward Nellis. He's got the free kick for the chop. He's had a good game, James Nellis. He's a very good mover, and he's a real good foil for Jono Freeman. Makes their forward line very dangerous. Well, Jordan Arnold, he couldn't do much with it there. And Maguire, quiet day, takes the mark and will send it towards half-back.
So see what Canberra can do. Early doors last quarter. You can see Aspley have come out with a bit of intent. They want to put the pedal down a bit. The Demons through the corridor. Good smothering effort there from Castledine. Lands in the hands of Payne, and that's dangerous as Hayden's going to get on the end of it. No, Castledine's the target, the left foot, top of the square. Freeman and Freeman's going to get it off Hayden. There you go. Jono Freeman kicks his 4th goal, is it? No, his 3rd. But as soon as that ricochet landed in the hands of Matthew Payne, you knew that the Demons were in trouble. 19-9, 123 plays 5-4, 34. And it's now 89 points the margin. And I've just consulted the book of NEAFL. Here we go. Just going to look at the highest losing margin for Canberra. And this is approaching one of the top 3, but they lost by 142 points against Sydney in Martica Oval back in 2016. We're only at 89, so I'm not getting ahead of myself, but in the top 3, there's a 103-point loss to Southport at Fankhauser last year. So let's see what they can do to respond, Riley.
Some ugly, ugly reading if you're a Demons fan, there's no doubt about it. Maynard won the tap down. I couldn't quite get there. It's going to just be tied up and we'll have another stoppage, but it's been a really, really poor afternoon for Canberra.
And it's getting worse because the breeze has actually picked up just a little and it's favouring your left of screen that Aspley are kicking to.
And to make matters worse, I saw a three-quarter time Ben House. He is out for the game through injury, so that'll be one to monitor as well. Lipscomb gets it away, and he sets it up, and that's a good, good mark from Tom Highmore. Takes in the field of play. Now, what does he want to do? He's just going to do a little chipping sort of a ball. Maguire, that's a bit better. Good mark with the one hand. As we just look below us, Isaac Corvo, he is in a splint. He does not look like he's in great shape, and we wish him all the best moving forward. There's going to be a free kick here going to Riley Corbett about 55 metres out from Canberra's attacking goal.
So Riley Corbett from the Riverina area kicks it to the top of the square. Fisted out there. Aspley defence once again. They're miserly. Just knock it through.
They'd have to be up there as one of the best defences in the league.
Well, you'd
reckon.
I think
with them, Southport.
I was about to say 2 of the best defences in the league would be Aspley and Southport outside of the Brisbane Lions. That's really well done by Jack Stanley in a 2-0-1. Baker on all hands and knees, gets the handball back to Martin, wheels around, just slightly skews the kick, but it lands with Smout. Misses the target by a metre. It's probably indicative of the way it's gone. Einoud just kicks it to half forward. Bruce takes the mark. Standing start, 45, top of the square. Hardy! Great grab, Mitch Hardy at the back of the pack. It's set up nicely for him. He popped it back and it landed in the arms of the debutant Liam Lupton. Let's see if the young man can get a goal in his first NEAFL game. The boy from Eastlake Footy Club. He's had a shot earlier. He's got it behind.
That he does. And he deserves a goal, I reckon. He's done a couple of nice things, Liam Lupton.
He's had a crack.
Good reward.
Yeah. Comes in from 20. Strikes it nicely. And they should get around him, and they do. The Canberra Demons come from everywhere. And Liam Lupton gets a goal in his first NEAFL game. Well done, young man. Getting the high fives all around. And that could give them something, just a little bit of something to get them propelling towards the end of this quarter. Trying to drag that lead back in to something a little bit more respectable. They kicked 1 goal, 1 already in this term. So we are back to 59, 70, 82 points, the margin. There you go. It took me a long time. I had to take the shoes and socks off there, Riley.
Fantastic footwork there from Michael Price.
Need a calculator.
And his mathematical skills on display. Is back in the middle. Spencer wins it down. Payne couldn't shark it, but then he got it eventually. Well done, Lipscomb. Hand pass went straight to Maguire towards half-forwarding. Gross has taken the saving mark. He'll send it towards the wing, and that is the most space Jake Spencer has got all day. He'll trot around like a Clydesdale horse and send it in beautifully to Stackelberg. All too easy for the Hornets. And Connor Stackelberg, the man with the budding mullet, will have a shot from about 45 metres out.
Well, Jakey Spencer, what a kick. If he meant that over the top of Freeman to hit Stackelberg, I think he's a genius. But he's had 14 disposals, 41 hit-outs and a goal. And Stackelberg, he's coming up for goal number 4.
Sends it on its way, and he has done that very nicely. Connor Stackelberg, as you mentioned, kicked goal number 4, goal number 16 for season 2019. He's worked himself into some really good form this afternoon. 20 goals, 9, 129. Geez, you'd love to see that accuracy at AFL level just quietly. To 6-5-41. They have been magnificent, Aspley. And Canberra, well, not much really needs to be said apart from that scoreline.
I'd love to see that scoring output in an AFL game at the moment.
Absolutely.
It's very defensive. But look, the defence has been great here for Aspley. What they've done is utilise that defence, crush the opponent and move forward and take every opportunity in attack. And they've done it beautifully all day. Now hit 20 goals. They must be loving it here. At Voxson Oval, as Spencer gets hit out number 42, straight down the throat of Castledine. He's been vital for me today. I reckon
he'd be in their best.
He'd have to be in their top 3 or 4 players. Cal Castledine, he has followed the likes of Maguire and Smout around all day and basically blanketed them out of the game. Now Canberra will get a clearance though. It's coming forward. Oh, beautifully. That was just too easy. That was like a knife through butter from Lipscomb. Kicks it inside 50. Could have been a hit in the back of the scone or a chop of the arms, one of the two. Jonathan Freeman will get the free kick. Spina doesn't like it, but tell you what, it was a fair old frustrated smack across the back of the ear hole.
It certainly was. Wouldn't have been a free kick back in the era of the 80s and 90s, but it is now.
Maybe in the 70s.
Maybe the 70s.
If you did that to Tony Lockett, you wouldn't want to get in the road the next contest.
No, you would not.
Anyway, Jono Freeman, he's had a good game today. He started the rot. He kicked the first couple of goals of the game. He comes in now from 55 and just strikes it nicely, but it just fades. One behind result, so 2010, 130. Play 6-5, 41.
So we have to come back into the field of play here for Canberra. Baker towards the pocket region finds Riley Budd. Now, he'll send it towards halfback. Big pack of players going over the top. Heimel couldn't take it. Powell. Now Pollock. Powell again. Well, he broke the tackle well, then just sends a hack, but it's going to be a foot race here. Gavin Gross, he's going to have to extend the hamstrings against Harry Carr. Well, it's a free kick, 100 out of 100 there. A little overzealous there, Harry Carr, and Gavin Gross has got it defensively at halfback.
He was just like one of those cars on the freeway that won't move over. They're in the right lane doing 80. Gavin Gross, he just blocked the path, and the bloke behind him got very frustrated, pushed him out. Well done there from Powell, who got involved, but, geez, he got a long time to get rid of the ball. Comes to Maguire now. Maguire kicks it at the scoreboard. That's probably indicative of the way Mitch Maguire's gone about it today. Unfortunately for him, he's been really belted around the park today as Aspley will bring the ball back in. That's just an up and under there from Dawson. Here comes Baker. Oh, it was Spencer at the front of the pack. Baker butted up though, gave it to Bruce. He's tackled. Not even trying to get rid of that one. Umpire says, come in and ball it up. I was just waiting for Angus Baker to take mark of the year 5 metres from me there, Riley.
Provide some vital highlights in this last turn. Maguire towards the boundary, kept in the field of play. It eventually finds its way to Hardy, to Baker. He can be proud of his efforts this afternoon. Sends it forward to a contest. Gross, so he goes the double fist.
The double fist of Gross.
God, I love the double fist sometimes. It drives me insane when the easy mark is there, but sometimes it just looks bloody magnificent.
Look, when he's just come through and the contest was there to be killed, he killed it. End of story.
So there's the throw-in. Nellis against Jamison. Jamison wins it down. Maguire, that's a clever kick. That is the quality of Mitch Maguire. It's been missing far too much this afternoon, but intelligent kick. And Lucas Malign kicked a goal in the third quarter. Will be lining up for his second.
Product of the Giants Academy. He's a good size too, Lucas Malign. Just haven't seen a lot of him today, but he's not without a chance here.
So he'll come in to bring the margin back to 83. Sends it on its way. That's a nice kick off the boot, isn't it? Fantastic efforts from Lucas Malign. And, well, good goal in consolation early, but that's number 2 for him. Back to 83 points the margin. 2010, 130 to 7-5, 47. It's been a belting.
Yeah, 2 goals to Lucas Malign. He's had 11 disposals. Look, he's not the worst player that Canberra have had. There's a fair few mates in and around about who haven't contributed that heavily as far as disposals go, but he's had a red hot go. And I'm just wondering how the Aspley coaching staff would be looking at this right now. They've had an absolute belter of a quarter in the second quarter where they kicked the 9 goals, but since then, only the 5 goals, 5. We'll see how they go. Inside 50 coming up. No, Nellis overruns it. Canberra with the ball. This is what they would like to see the Demons, is to finish off strongly. Ball inside 50. Good mark. Harrison Carr once again. Now he's kicked a couple. He's missed a couple. So probably due to knock this one through and get his third on the board and get a little bit of momentum towards that pride factor we're asking for, Riley.
Absolutely. And they need to build that pride, and they just need something to go into the next month of their season, which is going to prove massive.
The former North Shore Bomber, Harry Carr, starts it right and just gets it in. So his third goal. It's now 8-5-53. The Hornets 20-10, 130. So 77 points the margin. So since half-time and that monumental second quarter from Aspley, Canberra have actually outscored them by 3 points since half-time.
And they certainly have. And when we talk about Canberra, they'd be very disappointed about today, but they have got a massive opportunity over the next month. If we run through their next 4 games, they are all at Phillip Oval, their home ground down in Canberra, against Sydney Uni, Redlands, the Thunder and Southport. So their season's certainly not over by any stretch of the imagination. They've got to play a lot better today, but there's still life there. They just need to build something towards the coming month. As it's sent towards the wing position from the soccer. Well, going in hard is Jeffrey. Bruce fall over himself. It's out of play, and we'll have a throw-in.
The old stager, Aaron Bruce, looking for the free kick there. Umpire was not getting sucked into that whatsoever.
Absolutely not.
So the ball will be thrown in front of the interchange gates here at Voxson Oval. Spencer versus Maynard. Maynard's tried hard. Spencer's basically outpointed him with the hit-outs, though. Henderson gets away from the tackle of Fall. Intercepted by Mitch Hardy. He's had a crack all day. Goes long range. It's going to bounce awkwardly out. That's actually not a bad result. Could have been called deliberate in a different world. Upside down world, of course, but there'll be a throw-in.
Insane world.
There'll be a throw-in. Next to the right point post.
So can Canberra get another one? Of course, percentage is going to prove massively crucial for them as the season goes long. Over the back, Jameson couldn't win it down. Allen got the hand pass away indiscriminately towards the boundary. Jeffrey overruns it. Hand pass comes up again. Still bouncing around Castledine. Well, he's still going hard at it, Castledine. And I think at the end of this one, the Aspley coaching staff will be thrilled with his performance today. If you've just joined us, he has destroyed Alex Smout and Mitch Maguire.
Yeah, absolutely. If you look at the stats, it's not going to say much about him. But if you look at their stats, it says an absolute story. Harper now gets it back out. Canberra with an opportunity. That's a good strong mark. No, not taken. Castledine actually underneath there and giving him plenty too. Oh dear. It was well done by Reece Pollock. Just at ground level, just giving Castledine absolutely plenty. Now Spencer belts it out. Batchelor, he's taken down by Smout. Templeton gets the handball away. Good stuff there from Jeffrey. Hooks it around the corner. It's a 3-on-2. Now Riley Budd lowers the eyes. Misses the target though. Keeps it inboard. There's going to be a throw in at right half forward for Canberra. So the sting out of the game just a tad. As you can see, Aspley have taken it out of overdrive. Maybe slipped it out of fourth back into third.
And heading towards second, it must be said. Smout tries to get it, but he's half taken off it from Batchelor. Lupton tries to get it out of there. Templeton too, but eventually Lupton gets it forward over the back. Oh, that is a really good mark. This has been taken from Dawson. He's been good today. Liam Dawson. And he'll send it across. We'll find Arnold, and Aspley have got a bit of space to run, although he's got to be careful because Carr was approaching, did well, good composure. We'll find Henderson. Henderson over the top with the hand pass. It's fed away from Stanley. Well, he completely misses Bulch. Bulch has to go back, and they're just raffling it now between each other. Well, we've got to be a bit more careful. Arnold will send it towards the wing, and that's not a great advertisement for NEAFL footy.
No, just a little bit of messy towards the end here as Harper kicks it towards forward 50 and Aaron Bruce. Now, if you were Aaron Bruce, and, well, it looks like he's going to do exactly that, you'd go back and take the responsibility as skipper and one of the historical leading goal kickers of this organisation to go back and have a ping at it.
You absolutely would.
So here he goes. He'll have to let go of this from just outside 50, but it's not without... Oh, no, he's just made an idiot of me and given it to Mitchell Maguire on a tight angle 45 metres out.
I don't think that kick was too advantageous, to be honest with you.
Well, it's... I'd probably... I love Mitch Maguire's a great player, but as far as shooting for goal, I'd would have kept it in the hands of the skipper myself. But Mitch Maguire's a little closer. He's probably a good 10 metres closer, and that's the positive for the Demons. He comes in. Let's see if he can salvage something from his day. Beautifully struck kick. Beautifully struck kick, Mitch Maguire. Hasn't been a great day, but that was an exquisite finish. 2010, 130 to 9-5-59. It's now down to 71 points and starting to get some respectability about it. It's close to respectability. It's not quite there, but we'll get there.
Absolutely. And you look at Mitch Maguire, it's funny, he's actually had a pretty good second half. He only had about 4 disposals to halftime. He's actually got 20 now. So he's had 16 disposals in this second half. Of course, the sting well and truly out of it. And he's kicked a goal. So he's worked his way into it. And that can be something to take him towards the coming games for the Demons. Of course, he is one of the stars of this competition. But fortunately for him, he has had his colours lowered this afternoon. So back in the middle. 17.5 going into this final term. Ruck's contest to give the honours to Spencer that time. Tries to get away. Well, Castledine gets a soccer out. It's been watching a bit of the Women's World Cup. Templeton couldn't pick it up off the bootlaces. Then eventually gets it. Hand passes it back. Coughlin sends it forward. Freeman's the target, and he's got it. Oh, no, I preempted myself there. I thought he had it. Dropped it at the last moment. Hampton. Freeman from the boundary. Murphy. It's just gone out of play for a behind. Looked like the umpire called out on the full, but one behind. And Aspley take their score to 20 goals, 11, 131. Canberra, 9-5-59.
So 72 points the margin. Even 12 goals here on NEAFL TVs. Canberra bring the ball out. Not a lot movement at all. So it's making life very difficult for the Canberra defence to actually get out of there. Budd now chips it forward. Richardson takes the mark. Just keeping it inside defensive 50. Highmore. Back to Bruce, who's got himself involved in the game, especially in the second half. Hasn't exactly racked up lots of disposals over the past few weeks. Now Spina comes past for the handball. Receives. Gets the left footer out there. It's going to favour Dawson. Oh, absolute beautiful Shane Warne leg break. Just went straight past him. Now goes back to Richardson. Richardson's going to get it back again. He's still under pressure in the corridor. Oh, that's a dangerous kick. Puts the young man in Lupton under an enormous amount of pressure. But look what he did. He kept going forward against the odds. And eventually Canberra put it inside 50. That could be the slowest sprint race in the world between Gavin Gross and Luke Jamison, the former NBL basketballer from the Illawarra Hawks. Nothing against them. There's a veteran and a 6'10" basketballer. Wasn't going to tear up the 100 metres.
Wasn't going to tear up the 10 metres either, let's be honest. So back in the field of play. It's got a little bit silly in this commentary box now. Spencer wins it down towards the front of the pack. Payne tries to run onto it. He goes again. The bottom of the pack, Spencer. Just going to be tied up. Umpire.
I wonder what Daniel Webster would be feeling right now. With, whether he's actually feeling like this has developed into junk time, or it'd be interesting.
I think it's certainly developed into junk time. As it goes away from the pack towards the wing position, Baker's in position 1-8. He's been good today, Angus Baker. He's tried his guts out for this side who's been under siege. Hardy was tackled immediately, and this is going to be holding the ball. He hasn't tried to get rid of it. Mitch Hardy, and I coined earlier in the game that it was like Canberra brought a teaspoon to a gunfight. They've been up against it all afternoon as Hampton will send it forward.
Well, Hampton inside 50. Stackelberg. Oh, clunks it. He's got a clean set of hands. Has Connor Stackelberg. Boy, oh boy, he's already got 4 goals for the game. But geez, when he gets his hands on them, they stay stuck in there, don't they?
They certainly do. He's been very good today, Connor Stackelberg, and in an impressive performance all around the ground for Aspley. And it's going to give him a hell of a lot of confidence before next week's game down at Fankhauser.
16 disposals, 4 goals, 1. Let's see what he can do. Connor Stackelberg from 45, leans back on it a bit, puts it across the face. It's not going to score. And it'll be a mark there to Tom Highmore in the back pocket for Canberra. Played around about 21 and a half minutes of the final term here on NEAFL TV through Bar TV. If you're a fan of the Aspley Hornets, you are absolutely loving this. They are partying tonight with their gala ball, and they're taking what is a 12-goal lead into it. As that sort of typifies what's going on, as one of your best players is standing there waiting for the ball. Lonnie Hampton comes through and destroys it and fists it over the boundary line. Get another throw in, inside attacking 50.
Let's see if they can get a couple more to send it truly out in style before the end of this one. Spencer over the back. Hardy gets around one. Can't get around the second. Although he just got a handball away. Fall. Kicks it straight to Jackson Allen, who sends a chiselling sort of a ball, trying to find Stackelberg, who's really feeling it at the moment. Baker. Well, he almost throws that out, really. It's eventually kicked away from Hardy. And Bruce was standing in the right position, but he's got absolutely nothing ahead of him, so he's just going to have to hand pass it. Harper, interesting sort of a ball to Richardson. Misses Malign. Corbett. This is quite scrappy. Baker again. Got it away eventually, but Stanley shows his composure and he'll work it away.
Yeah, Jack Stanley gets around one. Now it's just a bomb up to Spencer. Spencer did all the body work. Handball off. Ives chips it inside 50, and there he is again. Stackelberg, 30 metres out directly in front, will get another shot at goal. So I'll just repeat the stats that I said last time, except I'll add one more to it. He's had 18 touches, kicked 4 goals, 1. Let's see what he can do. Let's see if he can get himself a bag here at Voxson Oval.
It's been a really good performance from Connor Stackelberg. Can't really add to anything that I haven't said today. He's been one of their best.
Good hands, and he's a good kick of the footy. As exhibited there, as he pushes it slightly right for a behind.
Our strike rate today.
Oh, look, we're outstanding. Best put us on the mark.
Absolutely.
If you were the opposition coach, you'd just send us out and put us on the mark. We'll just commentate for you. You'll miss.
Absolutely. He's back in the field of play. Still bouncing around. Baker gets it away eventually. Gross. Well, I reckon in the last 10 minutes they might try and sneak him forward to kick a goal, but he sent it into Spencer. Now the big man. Interesting ball drop, but there's Hornets everywhere. Well, Hampton's dropped it. Bulch will get there first. Wheel around, send it inside. Good-looking ball. Really well done there from Tommy Bulch. And it's going to be Jordan Hayden. He kicked one today, lining up for number 2.
Now, great stuff there from Tom Bulch, who could have actually just, late in the game, you're up by 12 goals, have a ping at them. But he lowered his eyes, he had a look, found a great target. That's what Aspley have done all day, is they've looked for a better option.
So Jordan Hayden will come in. 45 out, that is gone left, and left again. By a mile, out on the full. So we've played 24, almost 25 minutes in this final term. Oh, it's in the field of play. Almost a spoil there from Coughlin. But Canberra eventually get it away from Smout.
Oh, Bud can't quite get it. Lucky for him, it went over the boundary line. I suppose the siren can't come quick enough for the Canberra Demons today. It's been a dirty day for them. They would have expected so much more, and so many late outs for Aspley with Gowers, Lawrence, John O'Giles, late outs as well. Some of the late replacements, boy, they've been good. Jackson Allen comes in, can't quite get rid of it. So Ives, who's been brilliant all day, now gets it and hooks it inside 50. Angus Baker. He's been probably the best player for Canberra all day. This is a dangerous kick, though. He's trying to get things moving at the back there. It's Jordan Arnold, but Batchelor comes in. He controls it, gets the handball away. Jack Stanley can't quite get it out. Slipped over. Now Canberra with the ball. Richardson, Martin, they're going backwards too. Still under pressure. And Castledine pinches it off him. Tackled into the ground. Umpire says that was a high shot. You could see the exasperation on Jordan Harper just saying, oh, we tried so hard, but it hit him high. James Ives, who's been close to the best on ground for mine all day, especially when it was hot early, kicks it inside 50. Spencer, offhands, Billy Murphy, handballs it off to Payne, who drills it home. Great stuff at the foot of the pack again. And that's 78 points, 21 goals, 12, 138, plays 9-5-59.
This has been magnificent from Aspley. And once again, Billy Murphy doesn't get a lot of the football, but when he does, he's so dangerous and he just knows how to create space at the bottom pack, rove the footy, and set teammates up as well. He's been such an asset for the Hornets this year that at times they were probably missing last year in their charge towards the final series, but he's there this year and he's certainly made an impact. He's been such a crucial player.
Now, you're dead right. He's only had 8-9 disposals. He's had kicked 3 goals, 1, but I reckon he's had at least another 2 goal assists, direct goal assists as well, so probably responsible for 5 on the day. With only 8 or 9 touches, that'll do me. That's Franklin-esque.
Franklin, Cyril Rioli. Sort of a stat line. So back in the game, Spencer wins it down. Templeton, oh, he's rode that well. That is sensational from Tommy Templeton. Sends it forward, but the kick is ill-directed. And Angus Baker taking a defensive mark. You could probably get that on recording this afternoon. He's done that quite a bit. Martin, Malign on the wing position. He's called to play on by the umpire. Gets past Castledine. Hand passes it short. Just set up from Smout forward. Lupton, well, he's gone through his legs. He's nutmegged him. There's a sock off the ground. Calls for deliberate not on it. Malign immediately tackled there from Arnold. From Hayden, sorry, Castledine. Now they're just queuing up. Hayden again. Castledine. Missed Lupton. Finds Templeton. Over the top. Henderson goes forward. Gross is there.
Yeah.
This is the moment we're all waiting for.
There it
I
is.
called for it about 8 minutes ago. Get him a goal in his 150th, and this is his chance.
Oh, look, far be it for us to barrack for anybody. We're commentating. The man's playing his 150th game, and let's see if Gavin Gross can ride this one home, Riley. He deserves it. The crowd will go ballistic if he kicks this one.
So Gavin Gross, he has been a champion of this football club, a champion of the NEAFL. He'll come in from the paint. And he sends it on its way. It's to the right.
Oh, no sense of theatre, Gavin. Never mind. He'll get another chance. Don't worry about that. 29 minutes gone. 80 points of the margin. Only the fifth player in the history of the NEAFL to play 150 games. He did 100 club games with Aspley only a week ago. And a much-loved player within this competition is Canberra. Bring the ball back out. It's Josh Maynard who's battled really hard against Spencer all day. Long kick. Oh, that's a good mark taken there by the other big fella in Jamison. Good set of hands. Dangerous kick. Turnover. Bolch at the back. Spoiling. Jackson Allen came in and beelined the ball. Highmore beelined him. The ball stuck underneath the pair of them, and we'll get a ball up at centre half forward for Canberra. Oh, you love that bit of theatre with Gross going up forward. I thought you were going to have your day in the sun there, Riley.
Oh,
they still got him at full forward if they can get the ball up.
They parked him there, so it should be all systems go. Umpire calls play on. Lupton couldn't get it away. Hand passed eventually from Highmore, fed off hands. Hardy looks backwards. Well, it's going the right way for Aspley if they can get the footy. Good tackle from Ives, still going that way. Spina.
Oh, look at that from Ives.
Hair pass over the top. Freeman keeps it in. Hampton breaks the tackle. Oh, timekeeper.
There it is. That is the final siren here. Finishes with a bit of fun. We were barracking for Gavin Gross to get a goal in his 150th, but it has been a comprehensive victory by the Aspley Hornets here. They have won by 80 points over the Canberra Demons in a game that we predicted would be a tight run contest. But in the end, the Hornets on their home deck have really delivered a killer blow to Canberra this year. And they've done it in such style with players like Maguire, Smout and whatnot being quelled. Maguire's popped back in. But it was set up in the first half by the likes of Matthew Payne, James Ives. James Ives has ended up with 32 disposals for the game with 2 goals. Matthew Payne, 32 disposals and 1 goal too. And Jordan Hayden ended up popping up with 23 disposals as well. Look, goal scorers, well, we could go through all of those as well, but there's plenty of them for the Aspley Hornets. Stackelberg ended up with 4. Hampton, Murphy, Freeman with 3 apiece. Bolch and Ives with 2 apiece. Castledine, Spencer, Hayden and Payne with 1. Now, Canberra. Harry Carr had 3. Lucas Malone ended up with 2. Bruce, Maguire, Lupton and Harper with 1 apiece. Look, they tried very hard. They kicked 7 goals, 2 in the second half to Aspley's 6 goals, 8. So, look, the chances were there for Canberra, but plenty more chances for the Aspley Hornets. They basically jumped all over them, Riley. The more experienced players really took them to town when the game was hot.
Oh, absolutely they did. And Aspley, it's probably been their best performance of the year, to be honest. They were magnificent this afternoon. It was really a true team performance. You try to look through the best. Obviously, James Eyes, Matty Payne up there, but the role, and you can't undersell it, of Callum Castledine this afternoon, when the game was hot, when it was there to be won, he blanketed both Alex Smout and Mitch Maguire as well. As we see Canberra come off the ground, they have got a lot of work to do in the rest of this season. They're going to be certainly up against it. Because of today's loss, they are now in 8th position in the NEAFL ladder. And it's going to be a pretty long and soul-searching week, you feel. And we're just having a look as well. It looks like Jack Powell, he's got some ice on his thigh hamstring, like his hamstring area. And that's going to be one to monitor during the week for the Demons. Yeah,
it's going to be. And for Aspley, well, we've talked about it. They've got a gala ball on this evening. They can celebrate now and let their hair down, and they'll celebrate an 80-point win as well as the 150th game of one of the great men of this particular competition in Gavin Gross. They're just about to walk over towards the dressing room, so we might just keep it on there and see if we can get them being chaired off, because I think Gavin Gross, if they've got blokes big enough to do so, we'll be chairing the great man off. We'll just keep Aspley around there. I'm going to back James Nellis in as one of the carriers because he's probably that right build. We'll see.
John O'Freeman, you'd probably think.
He's too tall.
Well, that's true.
But no, and here's some class again from Canberra. The second time the Canberra Demons today should be congratulated for their class. Standing there and forming a guard of honour after you've been pantsed by 80 points. That is class, Canberra. You're a great organisation. As Gavin Gross, only the fifth man in NEAFL history to play 150 NEAFL games, gets chaired off Voxson Oval to the crowd. The Aspley crowd love him. And good on you, Canberra Demons, again. You showed a ton of class. Well done. Sadly, footy team got flogged today. 80 points the final margin here at Voxson Oval, 139 to 59. Michael Price and Riley Staraj on behalf of Tim, the great technician here, Ben Hunter, who's riding frantically for NEAFL behind us as well. I'm Michael Price, and have a great time. We'll be back with more on NEAFL TV next time.